to stand up strong, face the truth about themselves, to understand what went wrong. I know we can find a way. I know we can find a way. I know we can find a way to stand up, stand up, stand up.
Uniting the races with truth instead of dividing them with lies. We're also rebuilding the family by rebuilding the man. I'm Jesse Lee Peterson. Good morning. Hi, y'all. I hope you're well and that you had an amazing weekend. It's weekend. It's amazing how fast these weekends go by as well. It's Monday again. Maybe just for me because I work all the time. I'm not sure. But you can get involved by calling 888-7753-773. 888-77-JESSE. Jesse. Jesse. My brand new biblical question for this week. And we dealt with last week's biblical question. What's trapping you? What's trapping you? And it's, in short, thoughts. Really, if you can understand the depths of thoughts and how they're not your friend, they're not from God, and they're not from you. If you could really start getting a glimpse of that and then work on it, stay with it, it doesn't seem like with the ordinary mind that freedom comes when you stop identifying with thoughts, really. But it does. And freedom, I know we use words trying to describe freedom, but it's hard to, it doesn't really define what freedom is. But, you know, we try our best with words. But what's trapping you? You can podcast yesterday's show if you were not there and you missed it if you were not, or you didn't catch it online. I know a lot of people did, but some didn't. Go to rebuildingtheman.com/church. rebuildingtheman.com/church. Brand new biblical question. And it's another doozy. I almost did not use it. I was thinking, well, maybe I'll save it and discuss during the radio show, maybe Thursday or something like that. But the people there at fellowship and asked, what is the biblical question? And I finally said it, and they loved it. Brand new biblical question. What is hell? What is hell? Don't you love that background? What is hell? An amazing question. It really is. What is hell? We have every way that you can watch and support the show listed on jesseleepeterson.com/show, jesseleepeterson.com/show. And we are here Monday through Friday, heard around the world by everybody and their mama. And if you're black, everybody and their mama. If you're white, everybody and their mama. And you're busy, you can't sit and watch the show, you know that you can podcast it later, of course, but you can be listening anywhere in the world because we are heard around the world by everybody and their mama. You can be listening on your iPhone or iPad, doing whatever it is you're doing by calling the listen line at 641-793-1500, 641-793-1500. Follow us on social media. Hit the button, ring the bell, serve, strive, and I do appreciate it. We are on Instagram, Jesse Lee Peterson on Instagram, and Rumble. You got to know how to rumble. To donate and have your rumble.com/Jesse Lee Peterson. Rumble.com/Jesse Lee Peterson. To donate and have your comments read out loud, go to buymeacoffee.com/JLP Talk. Buymeacoffee.com/JLP Talk or rebuildingtheman.com. Where's tax deductible on rebuildingtheman.com, all right? So it is Monday again. Monday. Just another manic Monday. I wish it was Sunday. That's my Monday. Another manic Monday. And every Monday, if the Lord is willing and the creek don't rise, and is Female Monday.
I like to make men uncomfortable.
All my life I had to fight.
Let women take over.
Some of us believe that women are getting paid less than men.
I proudly say I'm a feminist. Thank you.
Deep in their soul, they want to be home with those babies. We've been lied to for so long.
Amazing. Manic Monday. Female Monday. And what we do is we take all calls on Mondays, as we do every day. But on Mondays, the female calls come first. We give them a chance to get in because I realize that the ladies need to hear the truth as well about overcoming. They need to do exactly what men need to do in order to overcome. They must return to the Father. And I think there are many ladies out there who don't believe or think that they need to do that. That they need to do that, but you do. Ladies, you got to do what men, if you want to overcome the fallen state. You got to forgive you. Get to know yourself. Look inside and see the anger that you have, which is hatred, by the way. And hatred separate you from God to be your own God, to be a lover of yourself. And it turns you away from God because now you're playing God. You're judging yourself and others. You're making decisions you think. You're out of control, have no peace. So you got to forgive too. Go forgive your mothers. Forgive your fathers for not protecting you from your mothers. And you shall be born again of the Spirit of the Father. Is not going to happen until you forgive. Ain't no way out. Isn't that amazing? A simple way out is forgiveness, and yet it's the most difficult way for most people. That is crazy when you think about it. Who would not want to forgive? You'd be surprised at the number of people who does not want to forgive. Do not want to forgive. Even those who say they want, they still don't. It's crazy how that is. But that's the way out, forgiveness. Go and forgive, and I will forgive you, says the Lord. Amazing. So Female Monday for ladies, and we take all calls at 888-775-3773, 888-77-Jesse. There are a couple lines over there. I want to, I've said over and over again, and I will say it again. And again, I don't know how this thing going to turn out for the great white hope, Donald Trump. I don't know what the end going to bring for him. But I do know that if you put a space between you and Donald Trump, and people want to know, when you say put a space between me and Trump. What do you mean? I want to do it, but I don't know what that means. I don't know, they say. It means don't identify with him as though it's you. And just watch. And don't worship. I find that one of the hardest things in the world for human beings not to do is worship other human beings and themselves. Every human being worship other human beings and themselves, and then they blame the other human being for worshiping them. You're in control. That's you worshiping. What the? But you blame someone else. Weak people always blame it. Lost people blame. But I want you to observe the great white hope, Donald Trump, and especially with this attack upon him, this deep hatred, hateful, revengeful attack on him. And the one thing I want you to notice, because most people don't have this either, is notice how he doesn't overreact. Somehow or another, Donald Trump has learned to be still through all situations and let a higher spirit fight his battle for him. He didn't tell me that, but something going on that the average person have not caught hold of or don't know about because they're not examining themselves. They're busy trying to worship themselves and by hurting themselves and others. But Donald Trump have something that has taught him or revealed to him not to overreact. And if you put that space there, you'll see it. Even when the evil people are celebrating the attacks upon him and attacking him. You notice how people get a thrill. They get a thrill when they can attack others or seeing others being attacked. They love it. Sounds like hell to me, right? But they love it. And for that thrill of it, which is evil, by the way. All thrills are evil. All thrills are evil. But I want you to learn the lesson. Do what you want, but I'm encouraging you to. For those who really want to overcome. Most people do not want to overcome. They are in hell. They love their hell. And they'll do whatever it takes to stay in that hell. And so you wish them well in hell. Wish them well in hell. That rhymes. Wish them well in hell. I like that. Make that a rap song. So watch him. In the same way that when Christ walked the earth, some people observed him and they saw. Most people hated him and did not see. Most people wanted the thrill of killing him, punishing him, laughing at him, making a mockery of him. It gave them a thrill, and they call it life. What a mess! So some of you know, this is for Breitbart. Donald Trump was declared the winner of the South Carolina Republican primary race in mere minutes. That was this past Saturday. Serving as a significant blow to Nikki Haley, the former governor of that state. Isn't that amazing? And Nikki Haley is so rhino and evil that she won't step down because she would rather see the Republican Party lose than to step down. So I'm wondering, who is paying? Is there someone paying? I'm wondering. I don't know. I don't have any proof. Is there someone paying Nikki Haley to stay in the race? I keep hearing it. I don't know if it's true or not, that she's getting support from the so-called moderates. And moderates and what? And Democrats. And y'all know that, God forbid, but Nikki Haley was to become the Republican nominee, the Democrats going to wipe her out. They're not going to support her in the primaries. But Nikki Haley cares about her own ego more than she does the people of the country. It's about herself. She's the same female that took down the Confederate flag. Remember that? I was done with her then. But she won't step down because Nikki Haley is about Nikki Haley. She even pretend to share some tears about her husband being overseas somewhere. All of a sudden, all the time, she cried. One thing about the women, the females, when all else fail, you cry. When everything else is failing, you shed a tear and see if that'll work for you. Amazing, huh? Mind-blowing. But the Great White Hope cleaned up in South Carolina, GOP primary. Also, I heard one reporter say that, and I don't know if it's true or not, that there are people who work for Nikki Haley on her campaign, and they might be encouraging her to continue because as long as they continue, they get paid. It's all about the money. What a mess. Also, I saw a report that female, Mitt Romney's niece, whatever her name is, she's supposed to be running the Republican Party, Ronna McDaniel, that she said that she's going to be resigning soon. That sounds like good news to me. Too long. It took too long. She should have been gone a long time ago. Amazing. So a lot is happening. Congratulations, Mr. President. But even beyond that, I want you to observe Trump. Even you haters of Trump, observe him. Did you hear that Justice Clarence Thomas of the Supreme Court is being attacked? He's been attacked. They're trying to force him off the bench. It's amazing how evil people join groups to attack someone else. But that's what's going on. Our battle is a spiritual battle. Human beings are evil. And they attack one another. But Justice Clarence Thomas, he can handle that too. Believe me. He and Donald Trump can handle everything that you throw at them. Amazing. And according to Yahoo.com, Trump followed a similar path to victory to the one he took in Iowa and New Hampshire earlier this year, earning majority from nearly every key group in the South Carolina GOP primary electorate. So they're trying to get rid of Donald Trump, and he keeps winning. Don't you wonder how is he doing that? What is happening? What source is driving him? And he looked like he lost weight. He looked amazing. He looked well, healthy. He doesn't look stressed or worried or anything. Isn't that amazing? This is from CNN. Trump told the crowd gathered for the gala hosted by the Black Conservative Federation that his criminal indictment and mugshots appeal to black voters. Watch this from RSBN.
Our message to the black community in this election will be a very simple one. If you want strong borders, safe neighborhoods, rising wages, good jobs, great education, and the return of the American dream, then congratulations, you are a Republican. It's pretty simple. And then I got indicted a second time, and a third time, and a fourth time. And a lot of people said that that's why the black people like me, because they have been hurt so badly and discriminated against. And they actually viewed me as I'm being discriminated against. It's been pretty amazing. These lights are so bright in my eyes that I can't see too many people out there. But I can only see the black ones. I can't see any white ones, you see. That's how far I've come. That's how far I've come.
Oh, amazing. Amazing. Well, I disagree that blacks have been so discriminated against and all that stuff, but I understand it. I understand it. I was wondering the other day, will there ever come a time like there were prior to the civil rights, so-called civil rights movement, civil wrong movement, that will there ever be a time when majority of blacks don't feel like victims anymore? When majority of blacks will have taken back their lives as individuals and build their own lives, not as groups, not as a black, not feeling responsible for someone else, but to work on themselves. I wonder will that ever happen again, the way it was before the so-called civil rights movement. I was just wondering, will that ever happen again? I happen to remember those days, and they're long gone. And it seemed as though most people don't remember them. And there does appear to be, and again, unless we're being greatly deceived, a number of blacks who are supporting the great white hope, Donald Trump. But we'll see. We would know after the fat lady sings in November. We'll see. This is from Yahoo News. Yahoo.com and CNN. Nikki Haley overwhelmingly won voters who identified as moderate or liberal. Haley has vowed to stay in the race through Super Tuesday on March 5th. But Trump has won every delegate contest so far. See, if Nikki Haley cared about the people, and the people are clearly saying that they want the great white hope, she's way behind. You would think that she's like, you know what? I'll wait and give it another try after the great white hope is done. After the great white hope is done. But no! No! She is a rhino Republican, all about herself and no one else. And those fake tears all of a sudden out of nowhere about her husband being deployed. Nobody fell for that. Maybe some females did, but no one did. It was all phony. That's what the same thing the women do. The women do when they go to court to take the men's children from them. When it look like they're not going to win, they start crying. Your Honor, he beat me. He beat me. I was sexually abused, Your Honor. And that's supposed to get the child. And most of them it does because the judge is weak. What a mess. A spiritual battle. I want to tell you this again, and I've told you since for the last 30-something years, you are responsible for you. No one else. as an adult. You can overcome by overcoming anger. Anger is your enemy. Anger is not your friend. All races of people. You gotta, if you want to be free, you gotta overcome anger. Otherwise, ain't nothing gonna free you up. You must forgive. There's never, ever, ever, but never, never, ever a reason to be angry. There is not one thing that can happen to you that should cause you to be angry. Not one thing. Isn't that amazing? That's how much God loves us. Terry is out of Oregon. Terry, welcome to the show. You're on the air.
Hi, Jesse. Thank you for taking my call.
You're welcome, Terry.
Well, I went and forgave my mom, so I wanted to share that, and I also wanted to kind of just catch up from the last time I called you.
All right, go ahead.
Okay.
What happened when you went to your mother?
Well, it took me a while to get a hold of her. She's, antsy and difficult to reach, and in that time I was getting kind of like just frustrated, but I was glad that it took as long as it did because it gave me time to kind of process forgiveness. And I thought I really kind of understood why I needed to go and, apologize to her for my part in our relationship. I realized that forgiveness is not just something that you give to someone. It's something that you have to be active in. And in our relationships with our mothers, when we hold on to resentment to them.
What do you mean by you have to be active in it and it's not something you just give to others?
So I didn't understand before, why I needed to, apologize to her. I didn't understand that. Because, when I called you before, I didn't really understand why, but
what do you mean by you have to be active in and something you need to give to her?
So I saw it that way before. I just saw, I'll just forgive her in my heart and let it all go.
Oh, I got you. Okay.
Now I kind of see no, I've done things because of my resentment that have been not good as well, and it's caused I'm not innocent, nobody is in this world.
Yep.
So I I understood that that resentment was a form of anger that I was holding on to, and I had done a lot of work to let it go, but to just have that conversation with her went really well, Jesse. Oh man, she didn't want to accept it exactly in some ways, but she didn't, because, when I spoke to her, she just, she's like, well, it's understandable that you would have resentment and, it's normal. And I'm like, well, I'm not trying to be normal, Mom. I'm trying to be above normal in this world. Normal in this world is not.
What did you say to her?
I told her that, I'd been I'd had resentment toward her for a long time because of, our relationship or lack of the relationship, the fact she wasn't in my life.
Okay.
Yeah, I told her that I'd had resentment against her, that I was sorry for it, and that I didn't hold that against her anymore.
Terry, hold that thought. Let me take a quick break. 888-77-53773. Quick break. Back in a moment. Straight to the phones. And your super chats. Back in a moment. You can't run from evil within yourself or outside of self. You got to deal with it. And you need good in order to deal with evil. And God is good. You need to return to the Father. And you'll see within you, he will fight the battle for you. And he will fight it without. because he will show you how to deal with it, and you will have no fear. Love God with all your heart, all your soul, all your might, along with nothing else. Nothing else means yourself, your children, your wife, your things, your ego, your reputation, and all that. You can't care about any of that. The children of anger will use it to control you. But if you love God, he will renew your mind, and none of those things will be before him. And so when they go after you, oh, well, you may take my body, you may take my things, but you're not going to take my soul. And that's a true reality. I need my producer to come real fast, then I get back to the calls. Remember, I played that soundbite for you from Donald Trump after he won over there in South Carolina, and I missed what he said about the blacks. Should I replay that? You explain it, or can you explain it?
Yeah, we'll do it real quick.
Should I replay it?
Yeah.
Okay. This is my producer, Sean. So, Hassan, I want to replay RSBN clip 261A where Donald Trump was speaking after his victory in South Carolina. Just another man.
Our message to the black community in this election will be a very simple one. If you want strong borders, safe neighborhoods, rising wages, good jobs, great education, and the return of the American dream, then congratulations, you are a Republican. It's pretty simple.
Can someone come and help him?
Is it going to work?
Just another man. He tried to replay RSBN. So we have, you know how we were putting in new equipment updated? We have a lot of it in now, so the workers are learning, the staff are learning how to make the new equipment work now. That's what's going on here. Just explain it.
All right. Oh, look.
Huh?
That's right.
Oh, okay. Here it is from RSBN.
Our message to the black community in this election will be a very simple one. If you want strong borders, safe neighborhoods, rising wages, good jobs, great education, and the return of the American dream, then congratulations, you are a Republican. It's pretty simple. And then I got indicted a second time, and a third time, and a fourth time. And a lot of people said that that's why the black people like me, because they have been hurt so badly and discriminated against. And they actually viewed me as I'm being discriminated against. It's been pretty amazing. These lights are so bright in my eyes that I can't see too many people out there. But I can only see the black ones. I can't see any white ones. You see? That's how far I've come. That's how far I've come.
Oh, amazing. So my producer brought it to my attention that Trump said that's what other people are saying.
Yeah.
Explain that?
Yeah, he said they said that that's why they like me so much is because I've been indicted and I have my mugshots and
right.
because they've been discriminating. They said that that's the reason why.
Right. It wasn't what he was saying.
Right.
Nice.
Yeah, so he's very deliberate with his words.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I knew it didn't sound right that he would be thinking that way.
Right, and
it just didn't fit him, but I missed that he said that's what they said.
Yeah, they said that that's why they like me, and they said that I was being discriminated against the same way. So he that proves that he doesn't even feel like he's being discriminated against.
Right.
You know?
That's amazing.
He would never identify with that.
Amazing. I wonder if my other staff missed that. Because I missed that. But I knew it didn't sound like Trump. That's why I said I disagree with him.
Right.
That Joel, Nick, and Hake, come here for a minute. Because I missed that.
Yeah, and you could also tell just by his overall tone, like no other politician talks like that. You know what I mean? Just openly talk, like that last bit about not being able to see them because of the lights.
Right. Amazing.
Like
he said what?
Like he said, I can only see the lights are so bright, I could only see the black ones because the white ones just like.
Oh, he can only see the black lights. Oh,
No,
I
the
thought
black
he
people.
meant the black people.
No, the black people. That's what he meant.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, but there's a certain like honesty to the way he speaks about race.
Yeah.
That you don't see from other politicians.
Amazing.
Like there's that sort of working class racial humor that people just talk about openly.
Nice. So while I have you here, I want the staff to join me in a special day. Did y'all know today is a special day?
Yeah.
Y'all knew?
It's yesterday.
It was yesterday, but I didn't know yesterday.
No.
I only found out yesterday night. I heard it from the grapevine. Did you know, Dave?
Nope.
Did you know, Nick?
Yeah.
You, Joel?
Nope.
You sure? Hassan?
It's Shaw's birthday.
Oh, you knew yesterday?
No, but I'm just assuming at this point.
Can we get the birthday song?
Oh, yeah.
I didn't know.
That's all right.
Why you one of those people that don't talk about your birthday?
I wanted to see who remembered and who didn't remember.
But if we didn't know, how would we remember?
Because I mentioned it on the show like a week and a half ago.
Oh, you did?
Yeah.
Whoa, you must be like Donald Trump. That slipped by.
Yeah.
Amazing. 1, 2, 3. Happy birthday to ya.
Yes.
Happy birthday to ya. Day to ya. Happy birthday to ya. Happy birthday. Happy birthday to ya.
Thank you.
Happy birthday, man. Amazing.
Me.
Yesterday was Sean's birthday, and I found out after the fellowship. Normally, if it happened on the fellowship day, if we know about it, we sing during the fellowship. But happy birthday, man.
Thank you.
So what did you think when nobody acknowledged your birthday yesterday?
I was like, whew.
Were you?
No, the end of the meeting came, and you were focused on other things, and I didn't want to disrupt it by taking the attention away.
Oh, he's so holy. Holier than thou. Well, happy birthday.
Thanks.
Do you want to tell your age or no?
Sure, I'm 31.
Whoa, Jesus' age.
Yep, I was born in 1993.
Jesus was?
No,
Oh, you
I
were.
was.
Amazing.
No one realized Shaw's birthday, and no one realized Jesse has hair.
Oh,
no.
yeah. Nice.
That's amazing. Did you notice that Hake
Yeah.
yesterday?
No.
You didn't notice yesterday?
No, I didn't
Did you
notice
notice yesterday?
No.
Really? Did you notice it?
What?
Yesterday that I have hair. You didn't notice?
No.
Did you, Joel?
No, because it's just like a patch right there in the front.
That's slander.
Looks like a full-grown Amerifro to me.
That's right.
Like a
America.
full fade to me.
Did you notice, Joel?
No, I didn't.
Oh.
But you have a fade, so the only part that's really seen is the top. And
Yeah.
it's hard to really kind of see unless you're looking. But now we can tell.
Did you notice? Sure. Hassan?
I didn't recognize yesterday, but today I was like, oh, yeah, you looking sharp. The hair is back.
Crew
I
cut.
I was talking to someone after the fellowship again. I said, you notice I have hair now? And they're like, no, I didn't notice. And I'm like, wow, it's amazing how you think people looking at you and they're not.
Yeah.
You notice things about yourself, but and your mind tell you other people see it too.
Right,
You know,
right.
They don't even care.
Right. I was thinking everyone knows it's my birthday. Everyone knows. No one knew.
No one had a clue. Did your parents and your aunt? Did they
yeah.
know?
Yep.
They remember?
They called me.
Oh yeah.
Yep.
They
my,
cared.
My brother called me on Saturday.
Really?
Yep.
You cried?
I mean, I wanted to, but a lot of people called me. Multiple. Aunt Jerry called me too. Shout out to Aunt Jerry.
Hi, Aunt Jerry. Shout out to Aunt Jerry.
Yeah.
Aunt Jerry's the one that called the show?
No, that's Aunt Pat.
Oh.
Yeah.
So you don't hear from Aunt Jerry as much?
Not as much as Aunt Pat, but,
Oh.
but we've, I grew up close to both of them.
Nice. Amazing.
Yeah,
White people.
Those are my mom's sisters.
Oh, yeah? And your mother called?
Of course,
Or
yeah.
what'd she say?
My mom called. She said, "Did you get my package, my present?" I said, "No, I didn't get it yet." And she said something very
Irish
bad about the post office here in California. She said, those California post office people.
They are a mess.
Yeah.
That's for sure. And how about your father? Did
Yeah.
he contact you too?
Uh-huh. Yeah, he called.
Right on. Nice. Well, happy birthday, man.
Thanks.
And many, many more. And I didn't know about it, so that's why I didn't even mention it yesterday. And
Yeah.
it seemed like nobody else knew.
I'm a Pisces.
What?
The astrological signs, you're a Gemini.
Oh.
I'm a Pisces.
And what's a Pisces?
It's the fish sign.
Oh, it is?
Yeah.
And what that supposed to mean Jesus? Don't the Christian use the fish sign to mean Jesus or something?
We do.
Y'all do?
Yes.
And
Yeah,
it means Jesus?
Yeah, that's the ichthys.
It means something like that.
It's called ichthys.
It means you can trust us.
Oh, God. Yeah, right.
We did a segment on it
Sorry,
last
Christians.
year. Remember that?
What?
The fish symbol that you see on the back of cars.
Oh,
that little
yeah.
Fish.
Yeah, I see the Christian with that sign.
Yeah, it's ancient.
Oh, it
Yeah,
is?
because people used to draw it in the sand to
Right.
know that they were Christian.
And so, does that make you smart or something?
I don't know.
What does it represent?
It's
The fact that you're a Pisces, you say?
well, no. The fish is a representation of Jesus, like Christianity. You see it
Oh.
on the back of cars and stuff.
So you were born on Jesus' Day.
Who's to say?
Yeah, well, for 2,000 years, we were in the age of the Pisces, and now we're going into the age of the Aquarius. Age of Aquarius.
I don't even know what all that means.
No, this is pagan.
I do remember. I do remember the song back then, Age of Aquarius.
Yeah.
But I just saw white people tripping.
They were talking about how the 2,000 years.
But it used to be a white thing.
Yeah.
The Jesus.
And the hippie people used to sing it.
Whoa.
Right?
That is true.
I've never heard this song.
That's true, huh?
Yeah, I mean, like James said, it's sort of the whole astrological signs and Pisces and Gemini and Aquarius. It's sort of a pagan.
But I can't believe y'all don't know about that. It was a hippie thing, and they used to sing Age of Aquarius because they were protesting the military, the wars and things.
No, but
What's
it is
Aquarius
also
have to
biblical.
do with being anti-war?
Huh?
What's Aquarius have to do with being anti-war?
I don't
Well,
even know what
because
that is.
Aquarius means water or something like that?
Well, the age of the Pisces was the fish and Jesus, and that's what it represented. And then age of Aquarius, there's a scripture somewhere that says Jesus says, "Follow me into the age of the water bearer" or something.
Right.
And that
Whoa.
the emblem of the Aquarius is a guy with a water bear, like a picture.
Yeah.
So it's like a
picture?
Yeah,
Of
like
carry water?
yeah.
Oh.
That's the Aquarius.
Right.
So it's supposed to be like a peace thing.
Yeah. Also, fish are all over the Bible. We want to be fishers of men.
Right. Oh, man.
Anyway.
Oh, yeah, we should get back to calls. Let's get back to Terry.
Well, happy birthday,
Thanks.
man. Amazing. You said Pirates? Pisces?
Pisces.
Oh, okay. Happy birthday, Pisces.
Thank you. Gemini.
Amazing. Terry, thank you for your patience. Thanks for holding. So you went and forgave your mother, and then what happened?
She accepted. I don't know. She was okay with it. Like, she didn't really fully, I mean, she got it, but I think she just thought that, like, it was, sorry, let me just collect my thoughts. I had some time in between talking to you before I was able to speak to her.
Right.
And I spoke to a couple of my friends about it, female friends. And I remember you telling me that every time you listen to a woman, you suffer.
Yep.
Man, they were all like, I talked to 2 girlfriends, and they both were like, well, it's right that you should be resentful towards your mother.
Wow.
Like, I know. I was like, ooh, they're evil. Like,
yeah, it is. Anyone that tell you you're right to be angry, you're talking to evil spirits, evil people.
I know. I was kind of like, I mean, I don't know that I was surprised by that, but I think my mother kind of had some of the same attitude, when I finally was able to speak to her, because she was like, well, it's normal that you would be resentful, and like this kind of, no, honey, you don't need to apologize for anything. It's understandable. Like,
well, people that tell you that they're living in hell, and they want you to stay in hell with them. They don't want you to go free. They're demons.
I know.
So do you believe me now that every time you listen to the woman, you suffer?
I'm suspicious of women. You're making me suspicious of us. Like, I mean,
it's so true, though. Every time you listen to a woman, you suffer.
Yeah.
There was a young man that called the show last week, and he said that his mother was his best friend. And I'm like, get out of there. And he realized later, I think he said something like, and I don't remember exactly what he said, that he does feel feminine or something when he communicate with her and all that. Every time you listen to the woman, you will suffer. There is no way around it, except you stop listening to them.
Yeah, I think with women, it's more important to just hear us than to listen to us.
Yes.
You know what I mean? Yeah.
So you can point you out of your hell that you're in.
Yeah.
Amazing. Yeah. And so anything else you wanted to add? How are you doing now that you're forgiven?
I'm all right.
I'm all right now.
I think, having the conversation with her and getting it done was good. I didn't feel like a heavy weight because, like I said, we've been working on our relationship for a long time, and I've been working on myself too,
Right on.
So I didn't have this like heavy weight come off of me like some people describe, but I did feel good about it. And I felt like, the fact that my mom wasn't angry or wasn't like, taking it personally or getting overly emotional about it was good too. Like, it made me think a little bit more about how I've perceived her and, the fact that I can, be real with her, I guess.
And have you forgiven your father?
Well, my dad died like in 2016.
Oh, okay.
And I have forgiven him since then.
Right on.
But before then I made his life hell.
You did?
Yeah.
So you did to him exactly what you treated him the way your mother treated him.
Yeah, my dad, I learned, Jesse, a lot of men have this like mama spirit on them. My dad did.
Yeah.
He had mama trauma out the yin yang, and he never really overcame that. And because of that, he imposed his own hell on me. And, his relationship with my mom was just a reflection of, his relationship with his mother.
Absolutely.
Absolutely. It's totally, this stuff is real that you're digging into. And if people really need to get over their egos, and kind of understand that this original sin that comes through the woman is something that we're all struggling with.
Yep. Christ said in order to live, you must die. And there's no way around it. The ego must die. And the ego is not going to die unless you acknowledge that it's there. You got to see it. It's pure evil. Then you got to stop identifying with it, and it will be taken away from you.
Mm-hmm.
Amazing. One last thing. You're doing the silent prayer every morning, every night?
I'm doing it every morning now. Not every night. but when we last talked, I was doing it in the afternoon, and you were, reminding me that I need to put God first. So I appreciate that from you.
Seek first the kingdom of His right way, and all will be added. And it's so amazing. Don't have any idea what will be added, but it will happen. But you got to stay with it no matter what troubles come, what situation happens. You stay with it and endure to the end.
Yes. Jesse, it's been amazing. Like, I had no idea how often I slip out of consciousness.
Yep.
I caught myself yesterday. I was totally like I was in another world. I was like, oh, these demons really are dragging me out of my mind. They did it this morning too when I was doing the silent prayer. And I was like, what? I'm catching it now, and I'm catching it through the day. Like when I slip out of the present moment into my head, and it's,
I was walking down in my home the other day over the weekend, and all of a sudden, I just realized, wow, it makes sense to be conscious, and it made no sense to be unconscious. And I realized how desperate evil spirits in us do not want us to be conscious. They want us to be unconscious so they can rule over us. And they don't want us to be conscious because they know that's the light of God and it will destroy the darkness. And that's what unconsciousness is, darkness. It's amazing.
Well, thank you. Yeah.
Well, Terry, stay with it. Stay with it. Now that the light is on, you got a little bright light going on inside of you. All you have to do for the rest of your life, or however long it takes, is to practice staying present. And everything works itself out inside of you.
Yes.
All right? No matter what anyone else says, you wish them well, and you work on you by staying present.
Well, I guess I wanted to say happy birthday to Sean as well.
Right on. Happy birthday, Sean. He can hear you.
Yeah. Yes, and I'm y'all read my comment out about him last week, and that was funny. I just, wanted to apologize for that as well in the chat.
Right on. I don't remember, but right on. Thank you, Terry. I appreciate you.
All right.
Stay with it.
Bye.
All right. 888-7753-773. Brandy out of Hawaii. Brandy out of Hawaii. Welcome to the show. You're on the air.
Hey, Josie. Good morning.
Good morning. How are you?
Kind of stressed out. I'm getting. Is it possible to have multiple people in a family that are narcissistic?
It's possible to have all people in the family. Anyone that has anger is narcissistic. Anyone. I don't care who it is. So if they have anger, absolutely.
I'm being abused by my husband's kid, my stepson, and his whole family. They're bashing me on social media, and I don't know why it's making me sick. My stomach is twisting. I don't know why I'm letting it affect me, but I don't understand how people can
Hold on, Brandy.
evil.
Hold on. I didn't hear that. I didn't realize that. Back in a moment for 2 more hours to go. He want to control you. They do things to make you mad so they can control you. It's like being married. And the wife would do things to make you mad, or she'll do things to make you feel good. And men do that to women too when they want something from the woman, especially sex. They'll make her feel good or they'll make her angry. And the woman's gonna have to say, you don't want to be angry. You want to speak up. You want to disagree with what's going on. It's wrong, but do not be angry. Then you won't have fear. You won't have doubt. You won't have worries. You'll be able to see, but you got to stay away from anger. That's why you must forgive your mothers and your fathers so that you can overcome the spirit of anger. It's a spirit and it's wicked. Nothing good in anger because it has no love, folks. You need love to defeat evil. And love is not a weakness. It's a strength. It's from God. It's His nature.
The evil people of New York going after the beautiful NRA, National Rifle Association. Sort of a rhino outfit, but they're not the worst, not as bad as the New York. And Nikki Haley keeps losing hard. This is the end of hour 1 of the Jesse Lee Peterson Show. It's Female Monday, February 26th, AD 2024. There is one line open. You can call in right now during Hake News, Not Fake News, and JLP will be right back for hour 2. Hang tight. Commie Nonsense Network, CNN, and the far-left female-run outlet, The Skim, report excitedly on the smearing of the NRA's great Wayne LaPierre. A jury in New York found that the National Rifle Association mismanaged charitable funds, as if they care about the people who charitably give to the NRA, when it failed to stop top executives, including longtime leader Wayne LaPierre, who said the way you stop a bad guy with a gun is a good guy with a gun. From diverting millions of dollars for lavish personal trips, no-show contracts, and other supposedly questionable expenditures. So the jury claimed that that the NRA and their CEO, Wayne LaPierre, liable in a civil corruption trial. In 2020, the New York Attorney General's office, that black female Democrat Letitia James, who's also going after Trump, filed a lawsuit against the great NRA. Politically motivated, of course, because the NRA supports the Second Amendment and the rest of the government does not. A nonprofit organization alleging their executives use the organization as a personal piggy bank. Fine with me. This includes former CEO Wayne LaPierre, led the NRA from 1991 until earlier this year when he resigned for health reasons. Wayne LaPierre, good job, King. Chin up. Wayne LaPierre allegedly used NRA cash to spend more than $270,000 on luxury suits, reportedly more than $5,000 at an Italian restaurant over 15 days, and about $800 on mosquito control for his home. Right on. Now a jury has found the NRA liable for financial mismanagement. Give me a break, New York. And ordered Wayne LaPierre and another former senior executive to pay a combined $6.35 million. To whom? I don't know. It should be to maybe back to the NRA. But the verdict arrives as the NRA faces even larger problems. The NRA has been long one of the most powerful lobbying groups in the United States, supposedly, often pushing to expand gun rights. That's right. However, the association's power and influence has weakened over the years because they've gone rhino amid an epidemic of so-called mass shootings because they smear the NRA for something that liberals are doing, mass shootings. There have been more than 50 so-called mass shootings in the first 7 weeks of 2024 per the so-called gun violence archive. No such thing. Meanwhile, one poll found that nearly 60% of American adults want stricter gun laws. Blind, brainwashed people. Not really very American, are they? The NRA has seen things like a decrease in revenue, contributions and grants, decrease of white Americans, too. Fewer and fewer people are also signing up for an NRA card as smaller gun rights groups expand. And rightfully so. The smaller gun rights groups are often more based. The NRA has seen infighting amid allegations against Wayne LaPierre. Now say they were victimized by certain former vendors and insiders who abused the trust that was placed in them. What a mess. Nikki Haley, her Oval Office dream is slipping away. Former UN Ambassador Nikki Haley, according to the far-left female-run outlet The Skim, over the weekend, she lost the GOP presidential primary, of course, predictably, in her home state of South Carolina, where she served, quote-unquote, as governor for 6 years. Haley lost by about 20 points to our greatest president, Donald J. Trump, who swept all the Republican contests so far. The result is amplifying the question, why is Haley even staying in the GOP race? After her loss in South Carolina, Nikki Haley said she's staying in the race to give voters the right to a real choice. What a phony. Not a Soviet-style election with only one candidate. Nikki Haley has vowed to keep campaigning through Super Tuesday, which is in March, right? Early March. She's likely to suffer another loss before then, with Michigan's Democrat and Republican presidential primaries happening tomorrow, Tuesday. Trump's never seen the Republican Party so unified as it is right now, he says. I'm James Hake. Now back to JLP.
had to stand up strong. Ain't the truth about themselves to understand what went wrong. I know we can find a way. I know we can find a way. I know we can find a way to stand up, stand up, stand up.
Uniting the races with truth instead of dividing them with lies. We're also rebuilding the family by rebuilding the man. I'm Jesse Lee Peterson. Welcome to the second hour of the show today. You can get involved by calling 888-773-773. 888-77-JESSE. Jesse. Jesse. My biblical question, a brand new one for this week, and it's a doozy. Brand new biblical question. What is hell? What is hell? What is it? Amazing, huh? We have every way that you can watch and support the show listed on JesseLeePeterson.com/show. And if you're out about, you can not able to watch the show live right now. You can podcast later, of course, but you could be listening on your iPhone or iPad, no matter what you're doing and where you are, by calling the listen line at 641-793-1500, 641-793-1500. On your iPhone or iPad, follow us on social media all around the world. Like, follow, subscribe, ring the bell. Jesse Lee Peterson on Instagram and JLP Talk on X. And to donate and have your comments read out loud, go to Buy Me a Coffee. BuyMeACoffee.com/JLP Talk or RebuildingTheMan.com or Bond JLP on Cash App. Bond JLP on Cash App. It's Monday. It is. Every Monday is Female Monday.
I like to make men uncomfortable.
All my life I had to fight.
Let women take over.
Some of us believe that women are getting paid less than men.
I proudly say I'm a feminist. Thank you.
Oh, man.
Deep in their soul, they want to be home with those babies. We've been lied to for so long.
I do believe, deep in my soul, I do believe we shall overcome someday. Amazing. Let me go quickly back to Brandy. I had to put on hold there. Ran out of time in the first hour. So, Brandy, you're being attacked by your family member on social media, right?
Yeah.
And it's bothering you.
It wasn't at first, but I don't...
Is it bothering you now?
It's... For some reason, my stomach is, like, twisted from it.
Is it bothering you?
Overly stressed. Yeah, I think so.
Is it bothering you?
It's bothering me because they're like teaming up against me.
Is it bothering you?
Yes, it's bothering me.
And why? Are they doing it out of love or out of hate?
Out of hate.
Are they trying to help you or hurt you?
Hurt me.
Is that what evil spirits do? Is try to hurt other human beings to keep them in hell with them?
Yes.
Then why is it bother you knowing that?
I don't know.
You
That's
don't
why
know?
I'm calling you. What's wrong with me? I've been listening to you for years, and I know better. It's just, I think it's like when people are super close, like your kids, and like people that you thought were like your really good friends, and they turn on you, or stuff that's so silly. Like we asked him to pay for a car that he's been using for a year. If we asked him to pay for brakes, and they turn on you. It's like not even a reason to be mad at us.
What did your husband say about it?
My husband said that what did my husband say? He says, whatever, let him go. Because he ended up moving out. That's why he turned on us.
So these are your stepchildren, right?
This is my husband's kids.
So they're not even yours.
Not related. My husband's family. They're not even related to me.
Right. And so now they moved out.
But now they're slandering me all over social media.
What's your question for me?
Well, my original question was, is it possible to have narcissists, like multiple, in your family?
And how do you feel about it? I mean, I know you say your stomach's hurting. How do you feel about them?
I'm starting to hate them, and I don't want to hate them.
But then why are you doing it?
I don't know, because it's so messed up. They're like...
But why are you hating them because they're messed up? Why are you hate? Do you think that if they had love, that they would be doing this to you?
No.
Do you think that something else is driving them, which is hatred, is anger, is evil? Is that possible?
It must be. I don't know what's driving them. I don't... Like, if you're burning bridges with your own father, that means you're burning bridges with everyone, right?
Do you think that something evil is driving them to make them do what they're doing?
Yes.
And do you believe that's anger?
I don't know.
You don't believe it's anger?
I don't know what it is.
Is it love?
I guess. Does everything start with anger?
Why would you give in to anger knowing that anger is evil? You're saying you're hating them back. Anger is hatred.
I'm like...
Why are you angry at them knowing that they know not what they do?
I don't know.
Are you doing the silent prayer?
Yep. Every morning, every night, throughout the day, I was fine. Actually, I didn't even care at first, but then I saw all these, like, social media stuff that they're spreading lies about me, and I just don't understand because I let them live here for free, and I...
Stop whining. Your question for me is what?
What do I do?
Stop listening to thoughts and wish them well, and work on you. Only when you're feeling anything from it, you're believing the lies of the thoughts.
Okay.
The thoughts will tell you, oh, what will other people think about you? How about your reputation? How about this? And you're listening to it, and things that are unimportant, like reputation and all that mess, is all just illusion anyway. This is allowing you to die from more illusions that you have about yourself that's not real.
What bothers me, I guess, Jesse, is that I'm really good to, like, I let them come live here for free. I let them use my car for free for a year because I've asked them to take out the trash and to pay for brakes in a car they use for free. They turn on me.
And you said you were really good to them?
Yeah, I'm good to them.
How are you good to them?
I let them move in here for free for a year. I gave them my car to use for free for a year. I fed them and supported them for a few months until they got a job. I went beyond and above, more than I should have.
And why do you call that good to them?
You think that's bad? Because I'm enabling them, huh?
Why do you call that good to them?
Because isn't it a good thing to...
Why do you call that good to them?
No, you're looking for something else. I don't know.
That wasn't good to them at all. That was all for your thrill.
For my thrill.
Yeah,
I didn't want them to move in.
You got this thrill from doing all that, thinking that you were going to do something else for you, and they didn't do it, and now you hate them. And that was about you. It was never about them. Because that was a dumb thing to do, too. But you did it because you wanted to appear as doing something good for them. All you were doing was hurting them for your own personal thrill. To feel like you're doing something good. That's evil.
So I should have never... So it was wrong of me to even let them come here in the first place.
That was evil for you to do what you did. So now you got a chance to wake up and see what's happening inside of you, and don't even pay any attention to what they're doing. They got to work on their own lives or stay in their hell. What they're doing has nothing to do with you. It's all about themselves. It shows what type of people they are.
Yeah, it does.
And so why even pay attention to the devil? Give the devil no play, don't in your head or outside of you, inside of others. Why? The devil has no authority. He has no power, and you're trying to get the devil power.
All right.
And so you're a narcissist too because you're angry at them. Anyone who has anger is a narcissistic person, and they are evil.
Okay.
So stop
I've been
looking
working on overcoming my anger. It's just when you're like when your kid turns against you, it's like hard to accept, I guess.
They're not your kids.
But I know they're not.
And even if they
kids.
were your kids, you should accept it because your kids are evil too.
Right.
Anyone that turns on you is evil.
Yeah.
And you should not give any thought to evil. But just watch yourself. So let them go and do what they're doing. You do the silent prayer, watch those thoughts, and let them pass.
Okay.
You can't stop another person from being evil. They want to drag you into their hell. The devil does not want one soul to get away, but you can wish them well because they know not what they do. They can't see.
Okay. I'm
So-
gonna try. I'm working on it.
You're working on what?
I'm working on myself.
And so then you should be moved by what someone else do.
I guess
or
it's just
say,
shocking, you know?
No, the thought of it was shocking because it hurt your ego. You thought you were doing good. You're this wonderful mother. You gave them a car. You let them live there free. You fed them. You did this. And they do this to you. You can't believe it. Why not believe it? We're dealing with evil. Evil exists and good exists. And all people are evil until they're born again of God. So wish them well, Brandy, and move on with your life.
All right. Thank you.
All right?
Mm-hmm.
And do the silent prayer and doubt every thought. Just watch those thoughts.
Okay.
The thoughts are evil as well.
Yeah, they're messing with me pretty bad right now.
Right. So just watch them. They're not you. They're not from God. They're straight out of hell.
Okay.
All right?
Yep. I'm being tested really good right now, huh?
Well, I mean, you're being tempted by the devil. God does not test, but the devil tempts.
Yeah. he's really
Resist
messing with me.
temptation by resisting thoughts.
Okay.
All right?
Thank
And just wish people well because all human beings who are born, and all are born through the woman, all who are born of the woman, born of the flesh, born of the woman, must be born of the spirit. And most people never going to get there. They love their hell. They love their misery, and they still wait 24 hours a day trying to figure out how to bring somebody else into their hell. They want their soul. They're working for the demons, for the Satan. But wish them well. Don't get angry at them. They know not what they do, all right?
All right.
Let me know how it goes.
All right. I will call you.
Okay.
Thank you.
You're welcome. 888-7753. 773. Let me go to, that's one line. Asia out of New York. Asia, welcome to the show.
Hey, Jesse.
Hey, Asia, how are you?
So, I'm good. So I was
No
calling
woman
because-
is good. All is well.
Oh, I'm sorry. All is well. Yeah. So I'm calling because I'm having a problem with my 10-year-old son about cleaning up after himself. And I always thought it was just because, like, he was lazy and would prefer to play his video games on his phone. So sometimes I yell about it if he doesn't do it right away or if I have to remind him multiple times. But on Saturday, on our way to dinner, I was asking him about it, like, how come he doesn't clean behind himself? And he said it's not okay and he needs to fix it. So when he said that, it reminded me of how I struggle with smoking cigarettes. Like, I know I want to stop and need to stop, but I still smoke.
Right.
So, like, what I notice is that when I plan to stop or set a certain boundary when it comes to cigarettes, like, I almost never stick to it. But when I remain present and I'm conscious of, like, the act of pulling the cigarette out the box, and I can also be conscious of putting it back in the box. My question for you is it the same spirit preventing him from cleaning up after himself that's stopping me from, like, being able to stop cigarettes?
Absolutely.
And is he too young for the silent prayer? And is he too young to forgive me right now at 10 years old?
How old is he?
He's 10.
10.
Yeah.
What you need to do right now is to start to be patient with him, because you have passed on the spirit of evil that's in you into him, and it is causing him to act the way he's acting. And so you need to change spirits. You must be born again of love and not hate. And then that spirit, which is of God, will work through you to change the spirit in him. Now, as far as doing the silent prayer, if he, you can invite him to do it with you sometimes. And if he say yes, you do it. But if not, don't force it on him. Because as he get older, he will do it himself, but you can't force it. But you could definitely invite him to do it, but do not force it. And stop yelling at him. Be patient, because the same spirit that caused you to yell at him, it's the same spirit that has made a home in him now, and now he's becoming just like you. He's rebelling. He's rebelling. He can't help it.
Oh, so my son is here with me. I was going to just ask him, do you have anything to say about what you just heard? You're fine? Okay. So, yeah. All right. So
just tell him not to be angry at you, and that you're sorry that you have not been patient with him. Yes, and that if he stay angry at you, he's going to become just like you. He's going to become a woman.
Oh, do you want to be, what you want to be, an alpha or beta? Alpha.
What's his first name?
What's your first name? Jacoria.
Jacoria?
Jacora. No, Jacori.
Jacori. Don't be angry, because if you be angry, you're going to become a girl. So speak up, but don't be angry. Forgive your mother, all right?
All right.
And just, get up and do your room. You know what to do. Just do your room. But don't be angry, because you become like whomever made you angry, all right?
All right.
All right, buddy. And Asia, are you doing the silent prayer every morning, every night?
No.
Well, what the?
I do it when I remember.
And why
it's
not?
Hard for me to remember.
I'm sorry?
It's hard to remember.
Why not? And I'm just asking because I learn a lot from people now. I always have all my life. But why not put the kingdom, seeking the kingdom first? Because that's the only way it's going to work. You can't have no other God before God. So why not seek the kingdom in the right way first?
It's just like I'm not used to it. And it's like, it's hard to like remember to do it. Like that's why I say I do it whenever I can remember to, like on my commute to work or something like that. When I get a free moment and like I have really nothing to do, then I can remember to do it. But I feel like I have so much to do all the time. Because, like, if I'm not working, I'm cleaning up. That's why I was so shocked that he has a problem cleaning up after himself, because he sees me constantly cleaning up. So
because you're angry and you're trying to make him be that way, he's resisting. And then if he should become that way while he's angry, he's going to become one of those clean nuts that everything got to be clean all the time, and he won't be able to live like that. It'll be difficult.
Right. I don't want that for him.
But Asia, you, me, every human being, you got a choice to make. And that choice is stay in your hell or seek first the kingdom of God in his right way, meaning go and forgive your mother and your father, do the silent prayer, and the spirit of the Father would take over, and he would adjust your whole life, and you will find that you have time to waste.
Right.
But you put in everything before that.
Yeah, you're right.
And it's just a spiritual rule that's not going to change. God's not going to change just because he's not going to change the rule just because we don't have time.
That's true. I just have to like be more vigilant about seeking the kingdom first.
Yeah, and then he'll work through you, and he will change your son's heart from anger to love, because his spirit is an amazing spirit. But it gotta work through you now, since the father's not around. The father's not around, right?
No, but I do. He does have a stepfather.
That ain't the same as having a father.
Yeah, I mean, he sees his father here and there because his father's, that's another story.
Right. But work on you, and God will work through you so you don't take that spirit away from your son, all right?
Yeah. All right. Thank you so much, Jess.
You're welcome. Call me again.
This call was amazing.
Amazing. Thank you, Asia.
All right. Bye-bye.
Bye now. 888-7753-773. One line open. Eddie is the first time call out of North Carolina. Eddie, welcome to the show. You're on the air.
How you doing, Jesse?
All is well, Eddie.
Listen, I love listening to your program. You are so on point, and you taught me a lot of things about me that I just either refused to see or just could not see.
Yeah.
And I love that. But was it Friday or whatever? I was listening, and I guess it was a Muslim caller or whatever, talking about if a man says he has no sin, he becomes a liar or calls God a liar. And you challenged him to find it in the Word of God, and in the Word of God it is. In 1 John 1, 8 through 10, if any man, let me see, I got it right here. If we say that we have no sin, we deceive ourselves, and the truth is not in us. If we confess our sins, he is faithful and righteous to forgive us our sins and to cleanse us from all unrighteousness. And you are so on point directing people to that. But when you challenge that and you said it's not in the Bible, it is in the Bible.
The way that he said it, I don't remember exactly. Apparently they reread the Bible, because in the Bible that I read, it says that if you say you have not sinned, then you're a liar.
Right.
The truth is not in you, right? And we all...
Yeah, I'm looking at it right now, King James Version. And you are so on point.
But we all have sinned. That's what the forgiveness of the heart is all about. If anyone that has anger is sinning in the heart.
And that's where you corrected me. That's exactly where you corrected me, because, and you said it. I mean, in the Old Testament and the New Testament, in your anger, do not sin. And in Mark, the Gospel of Mark, when Jesus looked around at them in anger, and that's where you hit it on the point, and you corrected me, because there is a difference between godly anger and human anger.
Yeah.
Because in human anger, if left unchecked, always leads to sin. And I've been there.
So have you forgiven?
And I thank you so much.
Have you gone and forgiven your mother, Eddie?
You know what? New Year's Day was my birthday, and I hadn't spoken to my mother, and she did not want to speak to me in 30 years because of my sinful past. But on New Year's Day of last year, this year, I called her, and I said, and she's a German, and I never realized how deep her German accent is, because when you grow up with them, you never know it. And when I said, Mom, and I told her, and I confessed my sins, and I said, look, I forgive you. And we probably had like a good half-hour talk, And I'm telling you, I'm coming from a tormented family, because my great-grandfather was a Russian Jew. My mother was a Nazi. She was born in 1937. Yes, she was born in 1937 in Germany. So my family was killing my family. And I'm telling you, listen, and I wasn't the greatest kid in the whole world. I would never wish for a kid like me. At least now I'm good looking. I would wish for a kid. But there's a lot of torment in the family. And you're exactly right. And I grew up just like my mother. I had all that freaking anger.
Yeah.
But I understand now that when she was 8 years old, just a little kid, her entire country was destroyed from every angle because of Nazi Germany. And she was a Nazi. You had no choice. You had no choice. You had to be a member of Hitler Youth. And every time she got mad at the littlest thing that I did, until she beat the living crap out of me.
Wow.
Oh, yeah, listen, she stuck forks in my hands. She put my head under the water. And I understand now. I understand because I'm looking at it from that perspective. She was 8 years old, and her entire country was bombed and burned out and overrun by the Russians, by the Americans, by whatever. So she had a lot of anger in her, and I just couldn't get it because, as a little boy, you don't understand these things.
Right. Yeah, kids don't understand. They know something is wrong, but they don't understand what it is.
Yeah, and my birthday's New Year's Day. That's when I was born, January 1st, 1961. And I couldn't get it in my head how my both sisters and my brother, we had birthday parties. But when my birthday came around, my parents were so hungover that they were not going to get up from New Year's Eve to January 1st to give me a birthday party.
Amazing.
So I used to sit on the end of my bed, and you're talking 3, 4, 5-year-old little boy. What did I do wrong this year that my parents will not come and give me a birthday? And then when I was 17 years old, I joined the United States Navy in the submarine services. And every year I was out on patrol protecting all of us, our country, you, me, whatever. So my birthday just became another day. But I literally thought when I was a little boy that my parents hated me.
Amazing. Well, I'm glad you're overcoming that, Eddie. And I want to encourage you to do the silent prayer so that God, the light of God, will destroy the ego nature now that you have the light inside of you. It will destroy the abnormal nature and restore his nature inside of you. And you're going to have, it will just become even more amazing for you.
Exactly. And that's why I love your program. When I listen to you, it's just like I'm listening to the things that God is telling me. Just let it go, let it go. What do they say in those programs? They let it go and let God.
That's right.
I have been doing. Listen, I was homeless. This is no lie. I'm telling you right now. Just a year ago, 2 years ago, I was homeless in Raleigh, North Carolina, living on the streets, living in the men's centers, and now I can honestly tell you, and they're working on my house right now. You can hear them in the background. I own a $324,000 house.
Oh, amazing.
When my credit was so bad, they wouldn't even take my cash. But I never gave up, and I never stopped praying.
Nice.
And what little I could do, I did. And now I'm a homeowner, and I mean, obviously, well, not to you, but to the doctors and whatever, I don't have much time left. But I'm not going to die on the street, and this home is going to go to the church. The bank is going to be paid off and whatever. I can't even believe I made it this long. But my only saying to people is keep on keeping on.
Yeah, absolutely.
And do that silent prayer and just look up to God, and He will take care of what you just said a little while ago. Seek ye first the kingdom of God and all His righteousness, and all these. So I don't have much time left, and I'm not sad about it. What it say in the Bible that you will receive the penalties of your sins in your body, and I'm receiving them. Trust me.
Amazing.
But God is true. God is true, and you're putting out that good word. Just keep on keeping on. So I'm not going to die in the streets. I don't know when I am, but I'm dying in my own home.
Right on.
Own home.
Eddie, an amazing testimony. Thank you, man. And call me again and stay with us, stay with us, stay with it.
We'll do. Amazing.
Amazing. Nice.
Love you, brother.
You too, man. Amazing.
Keep on keeping on.
I will. Thank you.
And I have to admit,
Back in a moment.
to God,
It is the best counseling service on this side of heaven. I counsel with men and women, families, individuals around the world. Most people are unhappy, they're miserable, they have rough lives, they're depressed, suicidal, young and old, of all races. I understand, I know why, and I do understand it. Because exactly what's happening in me is happening with everybody outside of me, inside of them. And I've noticed that with those who really, really, really want to understand, they overcome it just like that, out of one counseling session. If you need counseling, you can go to rebuildingtheman.com or call 800-411-2663. 800-411-BOND. Best counseling service on this side of heaven. Amazing call. We got the 2 lines open right now at 888-7753-773. 888-77-JESSE. Jesse. Jesse. So a couple quick announcements. Number one, the Hake report is coming up at the top of this hour. The Hake, Hake report.com from 9 to 11 a.m. Pacific time. And James Hake is on fire. And then at 11 a.m., Joel Friday TV. He black. Joel Friday did a thing about relationships, women, men in relationships last week. And he quoted some things from the Bible, Genesis, I believe. Y'all should check it out. Podcast that. It was very, Mama mia, hola, Cecil, interesting. Podcast Joel Friday TV if you missed it. And after Joel Friday at 12 noon, the American Anchor Baby. The American Anchor Baby, energy given to him by God. At 12 noon Pacific time, right after Joel Friday TV. He back. Amazing lineup. So check it out. And we have the best counseling service on this side of heaven. If you want counseling by phone, Skype, or walk-in, family, individuals, or whatever, go to rebuildingtheman.com, rebuildingtheman.com, or call 800-411-BOND, 800-411-2663 to make an appointment, all right? And thank you all for your donations and your support of Bond. I do appreciate it. My nonprofit. Super Chat. Super.
Over on buymeacoffee.com/JLP Talk, Piotr Robelbot 5 saying lots of love from UK. Thank you, Jesse and the team, for the best fellowship on this side of heaven.
Thank you.
Amazing. Heard by everybody and their mama. Be white.
white.
Face emoji. Amazing. Gritty
nice.
face.
Thank you.
Over on Rumble, Lily Poo gave a Rumble rant yesterday during church with Jesse Lee Peterson on JLP's Rumble. From the time in the garden when the first woman and man ate from the forbidden tree, we have been suffering. Until we overcome that spirit, we always will.
Yeah, really will. And the beauty is you can really overcome it. That was so amazing. Thank you.
A couple of answers to the biblical question.
The new one?
Yes.
What is hell? What is hell?
No one anymore says living in the thoughts.
Hell is living in thought. Thank you. I'll put my little 2 cents in on Sunday. I appreciate it.
And Kaya in North Carolina bought 3 coffees saying, hell is believing the thoughts, and hell is living with anger, and hell is where your spirit dwells when you forget that God is in the present.
Amazing. She's responding to.
Yeah, those
Thank
are the
you,
biblical
Kaya.
question responses.
Amazing. Hey, Kaya. How are you? Thank you.
Danny Moore bought a coffee. All right, Jesse and the lads. You mentioned about fighting without anger. That immediately made me think of my favorite fighter and best to have ever lived. He's a Russian Christian. He fights so calm and emotionless. It's incredible. P.S. Jesse, can you take your church to Florida so I can combine it with a holiday? Laughing face emojis.
Good idea. Thank you. I won't rule it out, but thank you. And you're right. If you stay present, if you stay conscious, you can win everything without even trying to win, because you're not into winning or losing, right? But stay present, and the light will guide you. If you're a boxer, a wrestler, or whatever you do, right? You see what to do when the angry person can't see. Amazing. Thank you.
Over on Odyssey, ODYSEE.com /
You Odyssey.
At J.C. Lee Peterson, Quebecensis. I may be butchering how you pronounce that name. Says, Jesse, if you're taking questions, what in general is the right way to handle a son's drug use? He lives with me, 18 years old.
Well, if he's 18, first of all, I would apologize to him for recreating him in my image, being angry and passing it on to him, because that's the only way he's using it. He has a lot of conflict. He's angry. He's trying to find peace. I would apologize to him for that. And then if he doesn't stop doing it and it's affecting you, your home and all that, do what you want. It's up to you. Don't do it because I'm saying it. I would put him out. I wouldn't let him destroy me. I would have definitely apologized for making him angry, recreating him in my image. And then, again, if he doesn't want to change, you can't make him change, but you can prevent him from destroying you and your home. You know what I mean? Thank you.
Donnie,
well, it's up to you. Do what you think is best for yourself.
Donnie Girl's Idea gave a Rumble rant saying, so glad I quit YouTube and see you here. Amazing.
Amazing. Thank you. Nice.
Lord Bibby42 bought 5 coffees. Happy birthday, Sean. Go get you a Little Caesars hot and ready and a Code Red Mountain Dew, boy. And happy birthday, Hake and Nick and Joel and Hassan and Jesse too. Shoot.
Thank you. Amazing. What's a Caesar ready?
Little Caesars hot and ready?
What's that?
They used to be like $5. Maybe they're a little bit more now.
Is it a salad?
No, it's a pizza.
Oh.
It's hot and it's ready.
Oh, I see. Oh, okay. Thank you.
WD41 gave a Ninja Guinea over on D-Live saying, thanks to Jesse and the crew for the shows, and thanks to God for literally making it all possible.
He made it possible for the sun to shine. He made it possible that we should have peace of mind. I got love and I've got joy, but most of all, I got the Holy Ghost. I thank God He made it possible. Oh, thank you, Lord. Amazing.
Forgive Yo Mama bought a coffee saying, what does it mean when doing the silent prayer to step back and be the real me looking at the not me? How do I step back?
Good question. So, real fast, this is you. Well, this is you. This is not you. These are thoughts. All thoughts are all lies all the time about anything. This is you. When you were a little baby and your mother made you angry, and they all do, you, in order to try and survive, you escaped into your imagination. And in that very moment, you start living by thoughts. And you start to identify with them, thinking that they were you. You thought you were lonely. You thought you were happy. You thought you were poor. You thought you were rich. You thought you were this, and you thought you were that. Taking on identities, right, in the darkness of your imagination. and you've been living in there. Once you realize by getting to know yourself that you're angry, and that's why you're living in darkness of your imagination. Once you realize that the light of God is going to bring you out of this, not you, out of all these false identities you call yourself, out of your imagination. He's going to bring you out so you can see the not you. You're not your thoughts, you're not your feelings, you're not your body, right? He's going to bring you out, and all you're going to do by the light of God, watch that. Watch the not you. Like watching a movie. And just let them pass, let them go. Stay conscious, though, and watch them. Just sit there and look, move about, have your day, but watch them. And the not you will be destroyed. The not you is all false identities. You're this, you're that, you want this or you want that, or thinking about the past or the so-called future or the so-called past. All those things will be wiped away as you observe them, because now you're letting go and you're letting the love, the truth, God take over. It'll be amazing. Thank you.
And thank you, guys. That's all for now.
Amazing. Thank you all. I appreciate it. Thank you. Let me go to John out of California. John, welcome to the show. You're on the air.
Hey, Jesse, can you hear me?
Loud and clear, John.
Okay, I'm going to go and talk about, it's my brother. I have a younger brother.
How old is he?
I've been listening. He is, I don't see, 34?
34?
Yeah.
Oh,
so
okay.
I'm at work, so let me get in the quiet spot. So I've been listening to your show for almost a year. And I believe last week you were on a call with some guy about, he was accusing you of hating homosexuals, and you made the comment of, because the mother was angry and hated the father, it came out. Well, I'll just go ahead and say it. My brother's homosexual. And little by little, I've been like turning him on to you and sending him videos. I know you say we're not supposed to do that because, you know, he needs to find the light himself. I don't know if that's incorrect, but
no, yeah, you can offer a person the truth, but if they reject it, I don't want to hear this. I don't want this. I like who I am. I am who I am, right? You just wish them well. Don't get mad at them, and then don't offer it anymore. You leave them in their hell until they're ready to come out, and they will cry out to the Father.
Okay, so when I first started going to church, I was so, you know, I was one of those, I want to be Bible thumpers, and at one point I had it in my head, in my thoughts, that I'm a Christian and you're gay and I want nothing to do with you. So I would say for 2 years, I just completely, you know, turned away from my brother, stopped talking to him, because in my mind I was righteous. You know, I was doing what God would want me to do, and
yeah.
my brother's living a life of sin, and I'm better. And I guess you could say I thought I was better than him, right?
Yeah, of course. That's why you did that. You thought you were better.
So I stopped all communication with him. He ended up joining the military and like leaving the family, which was a big surprise to us, because I guess this might sound stupid, but people always assume that, oh, he's a man and he's gay and he's feminine. That what is he doing in the military? And even I was like, what the hell? You know, he joined the military. So he ended up leaving. And around that time, I stopped being the Bible thumper, and I kind of calmed down big time. And little by little, I started talking to him and getting a relationship with him. And let me fast forward. I found you. I started sending him this stuff. We actually went to your church. And he's always been, since day one, he's always been a mama's boy. My mom would protect him. And now that I'm awake and I'm seeing my mom turn my brother away from my father, not necessarily saying bad things, but her actions.
Yeah.
And always protecting him and doing everything for him, especially that he's a baby. And not to be a sad story, but she would always, because I look like my dad, she would always spank me and be mean to me for no reason.
Mothers,
and, I don't hold that against
mothers literally hate children who look like their fathers. Whether it's a boy or a girl, if you look like, she's already jealous of the relationship between the children and the father. But if you look like your father, whether you're a boy or a girl, you got extra hell to deal with. She's going to punish you like nothing going north, because when she see you, she see your father and she hates your father.
And you're absolutely right, because my mom would say, joking around, but she's probably not joking, but she would always say, hey, if anything were to happen to me and your dad, who would you want to live with? And we all said my dad. Oh, except for my brother. But we all said my dad. And, man, I knew that tore her up. I knew it. But like I said, let me fast forward. So we went to your church. I've been sending him just clips. And what really was good was that a month ago when that transgender male called about the spirits and all that stuff, I sent that to him. We ended up having a conversation later that day, and he admitted to me, like, you know what, I've been having these thoughts in my head. And I know all thoughts are lies, but hear me out. So my brother listened to that. He agreed with a lot of it, and he ended up confessing, like, you know what, like, I don't know why, but I don't like our dad. Like, I don't like him, but I have no reason not to like him.
Yeah.
But I don't like him. I get annoyed by him easily. I'd rather not speak to him. And then he ended up confessing to me, like, I wish I would have a better relationship with my dad. And I always tell him, like, call him, call dad, talk to him, even if it's just baby steps. Just say, hey, dad, what's going on? Like, try to start a conversation or some type of relationship with my dad. And obviously my dad doesn't agree with my brother being homosexual. But my dad doesn't judge him for it. My dad just, if you were to ask him, he would say, I wish my son wasn't gay. I don't know if that's right to say, but he never, but my dad hasn't, like, not stopped loving my brother for being
right on,
and, so now that my brother, I would say he's starting to wake up. He confessed to me that, you know what, like, I've had these thoughts in my head of, like, you know what, like, what if an evil spirit or demon over me from the day I was born?
Nice.
To be different.
Yeah.
To be different. To not be gay. He's even had thoughts of, like, what if I were to find a woman? What if I, stop living my life like this? And I'm obviously encouraging him, like, hey, yeah, you know what? The devil, the moment you came out of mom, like, maybe there is some type of evil spirit on you that's making you think these thoughts. And then my brother, he would say, like, yeah, I've had these thoughts in my head for a while. Like, what if I, because right now he's not in a relationship with a man or anything, but he's always said, like, well, not always, but recently he said, like, I don't know if I'm tired of this whole gay scene. I'm tired of the doing this and doing that. Like, I just want to be by myself. And I'm encouraging him, hey, work on yourself, see your thoughts,
nice.
see your prayers.
Yeah.
But that was one thing I wanted to call and tell you, like, I truly believe you're right that it's a spirit, just like in anything else. It's an evil spirit in my brother that's causing him to self-destruct and go down the wrong way. And hopefully, I mean, he might eventually fight that spirit away from him.
Well, here's what, because of time, here's what I want to tell you. Have him do the silent prayer now. Tell him do not get married or don't start dating a woman or anything thinking that's going to help, right? Because it is a spirit. It's the spirit of his mother, and that spirit name is homosexual or lesbian or whatever, alcoholic, right? But it's not him. Tell him don't ever call himself that again. I don't care who attack him, what they call him, those people outside of him, they're just trying to keep him in hell, but wish them well, and just don't call himself that anymore. Don't judge himself, and just do the silent prayer and watch. Forgive his father, apologize to his father for resenting. I cannot tell you the number of men and women around the world who thought and identified with those spirits because they didn't know, and they have gone and forgiven, and now they are not identified. It's like with anything. The ego death is dying away from false identities, false ideas about who you are. You're nothing. And they are getting better. They are overcoming, like now they're going north. So tell him, don't judge himself. Don't identify with it. If that thought and feeling come, don't say that that's him, but stay with the prayer. Just watch. And God will destroy that ego aspect of him.
Amazing.
Amazing. Let me ask you a quick question because of time, but tell him to do that. And don't worry about what other people say about him. Don't think about it. They are evil, and they're trying to keep him in hell with them. But let me ask, how did you stop being a Bible thumper?
I would go to church every day. I read the Bible. I would send scripture. And I was the whole 9 yards, right? And I ended up having a son. And I just think because excuses, I just stopped going to church. And then I kind of just completely stopped Bible thumping. And then I felt like something was missing. So I went back to church. And I'm like, you know what? I don't think this is it. I even tried a bunch of different churches. I'm like, I don't feel like I used to feel. And then I randomly was looking at like things on YouTube, and I started following. I'm not gonna say no names, but I started listening to different podcast people, and it still wasn't fulfilling me, if that's a word. And I found you, and once I found you, I thought you were a comedian at first because the way you were talking to people, because I've seen it YouTube of the Fallen State, so that's why I thought you were a comedian. So then I'm like, let me check this guy out, and I found out that you had a church service, and I found your podcast, and man, oh man, I started listening to your podcast, and I don't know if this is negative, but I have consumed myself with your podcast. I listen to you. I don't even listen to the radio. I don't listen to music anymore. I just listen to your podcast. I work on myself. I'm not a beta no more. My 8-year-old son is starting to see that as well, and I'm starting to take over lead of my family. I know it's a long. I need to walk, like you said, as an example to my kids and my family. And I listen to your church service, and even my son says the word beta and the Great White Hope, and
amazing.
And he likes your intro music, and he sings it, but it's amazing. It definitely changed my life, Jesse.
Well, stay with it, stay with it, stay with it. I want you to know that Christians, the Bible thumper Christians who think they know God and all that, they're the most judgmental people. They're worse than atheists.
Amen.
They're worse than atheists because
you're correct.
They are atheists because they have not overcome. They don't really know what's driving other people. They judge it so that they can feel a false sense of life, which is death.
Amen.
Thank you, John. But tell your brother to do the silent prayer, suggest. You can't make him, but suggest. And tell him to just watch, all right? Steve, thank you for calling.
All right, Jesse. Thank you.
All right, bye. Amazing. I'll be back in a moment. I don't know why I can't hear the music. I hear, but I don't hear.
One of the greatest, if not the greatest, black man that ever lived on planet Earth, as far as I'm concerned. I don't know anybody before you that's been that great. Freeing the slaves is one thing, but you've been freeing people of their mind, which matters, it should be anyhow, to you more than anything else, because with the mind not being right, there ain't nothing else going to happen right anyway.
If you can doubt every thought because you're not your thoughts, if you can doubt every thought, knowing that you're not your thoughts, you don't create them, they're not from God, that they're from the deceiver, the great deceiver, Satan. If you can doubt every thought, you can be free, just like that. At an instant. Bring every thought into captivity. It's so amazing.
A whole lot of mess going on in the world. This is the end of hour 2 of the Jesse Lee Peterson Show. It is Female Monday, February 26th, AD 2024. The lines are full, guys. JLP will be right back to your calls, ladies and gentlemen. But first, Hake news, not fake news. The weather outside is various. Commie Nonsense Network CNN says there is still less than a month left of winter, but most of the United States will not feel like it this week. Much of the central and eastern regions will see record-breaking heat, they claim, with some cities bracing for temperatures more akin to May or June than the end of February. Of course, it's supposed to rain a little bit today here in Los Angeles, perhaps, and maybe again like Friday or Saturday or something like that. Nice. Global warming is happening, though. Commie Nonsense Network CNN says human-caused global warming is fueling longer droughts and extreme weather events that are posing problems to communities around the world. For the Baltards, scientists say Mexico City, a sprawling metropolis of nearly 22 million people and one of the world's biggest cities, may be just months away from day zero, quote-unquote, when the taps run dry for huge swaths of the city. Mismanaged city reminds me of Cape Town, South Africa. Didn't they run out of water or about to run out of water or something like that some years back? Experts say this comes as a result of several years of abnormally low rainfall. God's judgment? No, I'm kidding. I don't know. Longer dry periods and high temperatures that have added stress to a water system already straining to cope with increased demand. Are they getting a whole lot of immigration, something like that? Are they a sanctuary city? In the coming weeks, Mexican authorities are expected to introduce significant restrictions on the water pumped from reservoirs ahead of the intense summer months. Probably mismanagement, but do you commies. Speaking of commies, illegal murderer at the University of Georgia. College students in Georgia, according to Commie Nonsense Network, CNN, are on edge after 2 tragic deaths on the University of Georgia campus occurred less than a day apart. A vigil, they'll hold a vigil today for Laken Hope Riley, Laken, maybe butchering her name, an Augusta University nursing student found dead after jogging on the UGA, University of Georgia, Augusta campus last week, as her suspected killer's immigration status has drawn the scrutiny of Republican leaders, so-called leaders. There is little evidence indicating a connection between immigration and crime, CNN says. ICE, U.S. Customs and Border Protection, U.S. Immigration and Customs Enforcement, confirmed Sunday that the suspect is a Venezuelan so-called migrant, Jose Antonio Ibarra, age 26, who is not a U.S. citizen. CNN does not make it clear, but he is indeed a Biden illegal alien. Came in September through El Paso in September 2022. Not this past year. That's a Biden illegal, prompting outcries from several Republican politicians demanding stricter immigration policies at a U.S.-Mexico border. What a mess. AT&T gave a measly $5 for leaving people in the lurch all day last week. AT&T is reimbursing customers, according to CNN, a mere $5 for the network outage. They didn't say mere, I said mere. Network outage last week that left tens of thousands of people unable to place calls, texts, or access the internet for nearly 12 hours. The mobile network said the credit is the average cost for a full day of service. So they say. What a mess. They may catch some lawsuits, I would predict, because some people it hurt more than others. The so-called Supreme Court is going to weigh in on social media censorship, I guess. All eyes on what the far-left female run-out Let the Skim calls the Supremes, not the singers. Today, the so-called Supreme Court is expected to hear arguments in a pair of cases that could transform so-called free speech on social media platforms like Facebook and X. In 2021, Texas and Florida each passed a law aiming to restrict how social media companies can moderate content. The laws were in response to concerns that they were censoring conservative political views, which they were. An allegation one report found to be false, though. I'm James Hake. Now back to JLP.
stand up strong, face the truth about themselves, to understand what went wrong. I know we can find a way. I know we can find a way. I know we can find a way to stand up, stand up, stand up.
Uniting the races with truth instead of dividing them with lies. We're also rebuilding the family by rebuilding the man. I'm Jesse Lee Peterson. Welcome to the third hour. That's amazing. Of the show already. You can get involved by calling 888-7753-773. 888-77-JESSE. Jesse. Jesse. Brand new biblical question. What is hell? What is hell? What is it? We have every way that you can watch and support the show listed on JesseLeePeterson.com. JesseLeePeterson.com/show. And you can listen to the show on your iPhone or iPad if you're busy doing something else. You can listen on your iPhone or iPad by calling the listen line at 641-793-1500. 641-793-1500. And you can also podcast the show. Follow us on social media. Y'all know what to do. Like, follow, ring the bell, and all that on cozy.tv/JLP, rumble.com/Jesse Lee Peterson. And to donate and have your super chats read out loud, go to buymeacoffee.com. Buymeacoffee.com or Bond JLP on Cash App. Bond JLP on Cash App. It's Monday. And every Monday is Female Monday.
I like to make men uncomfortable.
I bet you do.
All my life I had to fight.
Let women take over.
Some of us believe that women are getting paid less than men.
I proudly say I'm a feminist. Thank you.
Deep in their soul, they want to be home with those babies. We've been lied to for so long.
Amazing. Last night I saw the beginning of Sister Minute. I don't even watch it anymore, but I did last night because I wanted to hear, even though I still don't know what's true about the war in Israel, how that was going. And their first story was about that, so I listened to that. And what I noticed is that, except for maybe one male, I could be wrong, but they all, the people on the battlefield, the so-called doctors and the volunteers and people they showed were female. I'm like, where are the male doctors in these emergency rooms? You rarely see male doctors and lawyers and things like that. On most of these channels now, it's all about the female. And y'all know why that is. I've said it once, I said it twice, and I've said it 1,000 times. I would do what you want. I'll be aware of this. Because on one hand, they pretend they want to make things better in society, when on the other hand, they don't. They're destroying men. They're pushing the female forward, not because she's earning it or qualified for it. They're pushing her forward because the gates of hell come through the woman. And they know it, and they want the gates of hell in because they hate the image of God. And the gates of hell, which is evil, know that the man, the male, is the image of God. It's mind-blowing to see it. And that's another reason, but not the only. Another reason I know that my country is not coming back. They're discriminating against males, because of who they represent. They're the light of the world, salt of the earth. They may be weak, light, and salt without flavor, because they've been turned away from their fathers. But evil knows it, and it uses women to destroy. That's why, to destroy men. That's why in the home, the children don't even have a chance, because evil come through the gates of the woman. It come through the gate. She is the gates of hell. But if you forgive, you can overcome it, men and women. I was yesterday in the fellowship. May. Was it May, Sean? May said to me, every time you say that parents hate their children, I just can't believe it. I just have a hard time with that. But then when I explained to her what it really is, she's like, oh, that makes sense. That makes sense. But whether you accept it or not, at least I'm putting the word out there. I'm just a messenger. I am just the messenger. So just Jesse with this message. And it's not my message. I didn't plan to bring the message. It just happened. Somebody else had a greater plan than me because they know me better than you. Or better than I know myself, to be honest. The gates of hell come through the woman. All women. There's not one. And there are all women who have started to acknowledge this. They're like, I was angry when I first heard you say that. I got mad. I turned you off. I don't want to hear it. But then I thought about it. And they start looking at themselves. They realize, you know what? I am doing this. It is coming through me. And they're starting to get over it. It's amazing to see it. And that's all it takes is really for you, nobody else, but for you to acknowledge that you're angry. Anger is evil. You're hateful and nasty and rotten to the core. You're filled with evil spirits. And that's why you destroy your own children. And men who still have the nature of their mothers are evil and heartless, nasty, evil to the core. And as wicked as the female because he has her nature, which is of evil. No power at all, but just thrills and evil nature. And they would do whatever they can to try to destroy you. Because they work for the devil. They have decided, whether knowingly or not, that they're going to work for evil. And then there are those men and women who have decided, you know what, I ain't working for evil. I don't want to be in this mess. And they overcome. But mothers, you are destroying your own children. You set them up to have the exact life that you have because you don't have love. You have not forgiven your mothers. You have not forgiven your fathers. You have not returned to your father, earthly father, so you have not returned to God. And going to church and read the Bible and quote scripture ain't going to do it. And singing holy songs ain't going to do it. It just makes you feel like you're holy, and you're not. It gives you a false sense of the future. You sing it, oh, Lord, I lift my hand to thee. No other help I know. Don't you feel like you're already home? Lord, I lift my hand to thee. No other help I know. I lift my hand. Doesn't that feel safe? Like you got something to look forward to? It's all an illusion. Either you're born again or you're not. And believe me, listen to some of the people going through the death pain of the ego. It ain't easy. Because they make it difficult thinking that the pain is them. But mothers, women, you're destroying your own children. And you're to blame, not the father, but you. The father's to blame for not protecting his children from you in the right way, with love and not hate, with love and not anger. And women don't know how to punish children. because they don't have the love to. They don't have the light. And lo and behold, the punishment of the mother is killing. It's crazy. It kills the spirit of the innocent child. It's worse than abortion. It's worse than abortion. What mothers are doing to the soul of the children is worse than abortion, because it kills the soul. What does it profit a man that he save his body, preserve his body, and destroy his soul? A mama's love is not special. Either they'll shower you with a falseness of mama's love or punishing you. Watch this from the New York Times. Former YouTuber, parent, and host. Former YouTuber, parent, and host to serve up to 30 years in prison for child abuse. Ruby Frankie documented her strict parenting strategies on social media, which included punishing her children by refusing to feed them. She was arrested last year. Watch this compilation.
A Utah mother who once offered parenting advice on her popular YouTube channel will spend up to 30 years in prison for child abuse.
The kids, I said, I'm not even going to let you eat breakfast until you get your chores done. I know that her teacher is uncomfortable with her being hungry and not having a lunch. So the natural outcome is she's just going to need to be hungry.
Frankie's brutal approach to parenting came to light last August when her 12-year-old son escaped to a neighbor's house begging for help. Authorities said he was malnourished, covered in wounds, and bound with duct tape.
He's emaciated. He's got tape around his legs. He's hungry and he's thirsty. He's obviously covered in wounds.
In her plea deal, the 42-year-old admitted to kicking her son while wearing boots, holding his head underwater, and covering his mouth and nose with her hands.
To my babies, my 6 little chicks, you're a part of me.
Amazing. I cried over you. What a fool I've been. And some of you say, I never treat my children like that. You treat them worse than that, too. When you mother them, when you pretend to be a nice mama, when you impose your will on them, try to make them do life the way you want it. When you yell at them to clean your room now. When you spoil them. When you throw a computer in their lap, in their hands, as soon as they pop out of the womb. When you go to work and leave them with a babysitter and you're married and don't have to go to work. You're as bad as this woman, allegedly, these allegations, this woman, even worse. A nice mother is as bad as that woman, or even worse, because she appeared to be nice. And the kids think it's the father. It's all evil. And I'm telling the ladies this because they're screwing up their own children, and some of them don't know it. They really just don't know that their anger is evil. And it's not them, but it's that spirit that made a home in them that was passed down from their mothers. You must be born again. You must return to the Father. Otherwise, you won't help but recreate your children in your image, and the cycle starts all over again. And that person and those kids' generation with them, through them and with them. And crying about it ain't going to do nothing. Only forgiveness would change it. According to today's.com, the dad was absolutely shocked by the child abuse allegation. The dad had not recently seen his children at all, as Rudy wanted to separate while they worked on their marriage. And I guarantee you, with all that is within me, this mother, if this is true, that she would treat her kids in that way, she would get a thrill from it. There was excitement in it. She may call the excitement anger. She may call it feel good. She may call it frustration. She may call it something else, but it's still an ego, evil excitement. I want you to encourage you, because you can prove me wrong. Because I want you to know for yourself, not because I said it. I'm just Jesse, working on Jesse, as I'm teaching or being taught. But I want you to watch the thrill you get when you try to hurt others, or when you try to appease others, when you try to get something from others, or whatever. Watch the thrill you get, the good soft thrill or the bad thrill. When you're playing nice or when you're being evil. Watch your thrill and then see the thrills in others when they're doing it to you. It's all evil. It's all emotional. This is from X. This is what child abuse look like. This is from Brutal Fights. Watch this.
So, you be disrespectful to the teacher? Oh, you know you finna get your ass right? Wait, I'm fuck you and I'm not paying. So what you tell her? What you say? Get your ass. Get up. Don't play with me. Now talk to her. You know, talk. Get your mother back here now, nigga. What happened? Oh, we gonna have this problem anymore? But don't play with make me get that call again. You ain't think I was coming up here on your You lucky I was trying to find you in that classroom. I will whoop you where you act up at.
That's evil. That is why black generation after generation and after generation for the last 70 years or so are out there doing what they're doing, robbing, raping, carjacking, killing one another, breaking into people's homes. That's why they're doing it, because of that kind of mother, even a nice black mother like that. That's why the kids are doing it. It has nothing to do with racism. It has nothing to do with white people. It has nothing to do with slavery, Jim Crow, or whatever, systemic racism and all that mess. They're lying to you. It's that. Look how nasty the black women in government are today. They have no respect for anyone. They're just nasty. They are raising children, some of them. And this is what they're doing to the children. And they think, women like that think that they're being men. That's not even how men act. That's evil. Men don't yell and beat their children like that unless they totally have the mama spirit. That's evil. But that's why I tell you there's no such thing as racism, sexism, homophobism, Allah-u-Abba-ism, anti-Semitism, white supremacism. This is evil. It's a spiritual battle, and it starts in the home. Who do you think that boy's life going to turn out? Do you think he's going to be happy now? He's becoming like his mother. She snatched him out because something happened in a classroom somewhere, and you see what she did. Maybe, you see what I'm talking about? Even a Christian mother traumatized their children in that way. You traumatize your children in that way, forcing the Bible down their throat. Believe in Jesus. You're doing the same thing to them that woman is doing in beating the children. It's all evil. And you can't see what you're doing. because you won't look at yourself. You must be born again. You must return to the Father. So white people, you don't have one iota of a reason, period, ever since America existed. Do you have a reason to accept the blame for black people? It's happening in the home, just like it's happening in your home to you. That is an extreme one, but it's no more extreme than trying to force your children to accept Jesus. It's the same extreme. It's evil. Because these Christian mothers who try to force their children to accept Jesus, read the Bible, go to church every day, they're evil. That's why they're doing it, so they can get a thrill. I got my baby saved. It's still for the thrill. And nobody gets saved. So I just showed you the extreme of beating them, right? Let me give you an example of babying them. And both are as evil as the other. There's no difference. They just have different names and different thrills, but they're the same. And you're never going to know how to raise your children until you overcome anger. You're not going to see how to do it. Nobody can teach you how to raise your children. Only God can guide you because He is working through you to raise the children, not you. Of myself, I can do nothing. There's not one person on earth that can do anything. You know nothing, and you can't do anything. It's all a lie. You can't raise your children on your own. You don't know what to do, especially with the anger, because the devil is raising your children through you and for you, and you take the glory for it. Watch this other extreme, and it's destroying the children. Watch this babying them from Instagram.
It's just me and my mom, so of course I'm going to take the trash out for her, even though it's heavy.
It's just me and my son, so of course we have a secret handshake.
Two lives.
It's just me and my son, so of course I'm going to hold him and rock him like he's my little baby, even though he's 6 years old. It's just me and my son, so of course I taught him how to use his manners.
Excuse me. Yes, please. No, thank you. You're welcome.
It's just me and my son. So, of course, I'm going to kiss him and hug him until he gets tired of me. Mommy, can you mommy hug?
Amazing. That's evil. That is pure evil. Only thing Satan did was lay down the belt and dressed up on the outside. That boy would be destroyed. He would become a mama's boy. His mama would become his best friend, and he would hate her. Inwardly, he's going to be miserable. Already probably, but even worse. And the father won't stop it. I don't even know if he can. That is evil. It's evil. And because you don't see the evil operating through you, you can't see it operating through others. You cannot see it. You call it something else. Now, most people are going to see that video. Look. Oh, she loved that little boy. She loved her baby. No, she does. She hates him. And she's carrying on like that for the thrill of pretending that she loves. And you must be born again. You must come into the light. That's not love. You see that boy, unless a miracle happens, will he forgive her? See what he looked like at 15, at 13, 12, 11, 10, 9, 8, 7, all the way up. 13, 14, you won't recognize him. And then the mother be like, I don't know what happened. I gave him all the love. I did this, I did. With the wrong spirit. She has no business treating that boy that way, period. Neither one of those women. And the first one up there, none of them. But they can't help it. Women don't have love. Mothers do not have love. And a blind person would call it, oh, look, how are you going to say that's not love? That's hate. That's for her thrill. That's for her. It does nothing for the boy. It ain't for the boy. It's not for the child. It's for her. And I know y'all going to look at it and, oh, how can you say that? Just, she had him take the trash out. She kissed him all in the face. Oh. That's evil. She's destroying his innocence. And it's not her, but it's the evil that's in her, and she thinks it's her because she has identified with it. The mother has. All those mothers. Our battle is a spiritual battle. Bless is out of Louisiana. Bless, welcome to the show. You're on the air.
Hi.
Hey, Bless.
I guess Maxine Waters has a sister because Nikki Haley has got to be the Wicked Witch of the East.
That's for sure. What a mess.
Well, I just have some quick questions.
All right.
What do you think of people...
Come back to your phone. Come back to your phone.
Oh, I apologize. Is that better?
Yeah.
Okay. What do you think of people who call themselves prophets or that they deliver people from demons and they do all that like loud praying and people manifest demons? Because I'm beginning to think that's just an ego thrill. What do you think?
Stay away from them. They are evil.
Okay. Interesting. And then also people who lay hands, like if someone's sick or has an injury and it's like a group of Christians always want to come up and lay hands on them and pray for them. And I know that's in the Bible. Jesus did that. He would lay his hands on people to heal. But I just, doing the silent prayer, I don't really believe in that type of prayer anymore. I was, again, wondering your opinion on laying hands and healing.
When you see them come and run, they're about to lay hands on you and instill more hell into you.
Wow. I mean, do you think those people are like well-meaning? It's like, well, their heart is in the right place. They're still seeking God.
Yeah, they are well-meaning. They mean to take you straight to hell where they are.
That's amazing.
Okay.
Okay. That's actually about it. I just also wanted to say, I wish there was a bond group like in the South or where I live, because I wish there was a like-minded group of people. I feel like such a foreigner. And if I try to talk about this stuff, people are like, oh, yeah, that's just like Buddhism. And I'm like, well, maybe I'm explaining it wrong. And not that I'm trying to be a teacher, but just if I discuss this stuff with people.
They're not ready for it, so don't force it. Most people, I'm telling you, most people will make you their enemy, and they're going to say you made them your enemy, but they made you their enemy, and they don't want to hear the truth. Just wish them well and quietly live your life. And when it's time to help, the Spirit of the Father will cause you to speak and give you the words to say when you need to. And it won't come from the head. It won't come from the intellect. It will come from the Spirit of the Father.
Okay, cool. I believe that.
All right?
Well, that's about it, Jesse. Thank you.
You're welcome, Blast. Thank you. 888-77-JESSE. Treasure chest and open on D-Live. One line open. I'll be back in a moment. Check out my book, For Raised to Responsibility. I show you how I was able to overcome anger. The spirit of anger was taken away from me. I had it. And as a result of having anger, I was insecure. I had doubt, worry, fear. I was in a fallen state and didn't know it. And it wasn't until I went and forgave my mother who tried to turn me away from my father. I forgave my father for not being there and returned back to him. My spirit connected with his spirit, and through him, I was able to return to God. And I have perfect peace. Perfect love casts out anger. And when anger is gone, fear and doubt, worry, insecurity, suicidal thoughts, all of that is gone, and you are free. Amazon.com, Barnes & Noble, or if you want an autographed copy, you can go to my website at rebuildingtheman.com or call 800-411-BOND. So look, check out my books. They're amazing. From Rage to Responsibility, the very first one that I wrote. It's crazy when I say I write books. That doesn't even match. But anyway, From Rage to Responsibility. And Scam, how the black leadership exploits black America. The 7 Guaranteed Steps to Spiritual, Family, and Financial Success Guide. It's a little easy read, a little pocket guide thing. And we're going to show it to you in a minute now. A little pocket guide that when I started my first business, I wrote down the steps I was taking because no one had taught me. I hadn't learned from anyone. But I noticed that I just saw what to do because I just did. And I'm not bragging. I'm telling you this because the same thing is inside of you. I just did what I had to do. And it just happened. And so I put down those 7 guaranteed steps. And if you do them, they will work. A little guide, a little throwaway pocket guide thing. You can write around in it. And then my last book, The Antidote, Healing America from the Poison of Hate, Blame, and Victimhood. In that book, I bring it home. And I had hair on my head. I bring it home. So, and I'll sign them. Yes, I will. If you order them online at rebuildingtheman.com/store, rebuildingtheman.com/store, or call 800-411-BOND. 800-411-2663. I will sign them, all right? Also, you can make donations there to my nonprofit organization as well. Thank you all for that. The Hake Report is coming up at the top of this hour. The Hake Report.com from 9 to 11 a.m. Pacific time. And then after the Hake Report, the Hake is on fire. The guy with the good hair. And Joel Friday, he black, better known as Arkansas, and he has hair on his head. Good hair. Joel, y'all notice Joel have good hair instead of nappy hair? What's up? I think he's white. Joel with the good hair at 11 a.m. Pacific time, Monday through Thursday. We're going to get him on Friday, too, eventually. We're working on it. You say it's 30% good hair or 30% white? Oh, 30% white? Yeah. Oh, 30% white. Hassan said he's 30% white. And good curly hair instead of nappy hair. I remember one time the anchor baby said to me that, because the anchor baby had all this hair on his head, he went and got a haircut, he said that. I said, your hair is like black people, something like that. Oh, not like black people. He said that. Black hair is curly hair. I was like, oh, that's an interesting way of putting it. Black people always thought of it as nappy hair. But he made it sound nice. It's curly. Those are some tight curls. But anyway, so Joel fried the TV, and then after Joel, the American anchor baby. He's on energy given to him by God. And last but not least, at 12 noon, right after Joel Friday TV, make sure you podcast all these guys' shows too. They've been doing some really good shows. Amazing stuff. I can't wait until we bring on some other new. We're building a 24-hour talk show network of all men. And we got some more lined up. We're just getting everything worked out one step at a time. And don't forget to subscribe and follow JLP Radio Network on YouTube and Instagram. JLP Radio Network on YouTube and Instagram. It's amazing. Hurry, hurry, hurry. Go do it now. Let me go to Juanita out of Texas. Juanita, welcome to the show. You're on the air.
Hello, Jesse. How you doing?
All is well, Juanita. Thanks for calling.
Okay, so I have a question. I'm already doing the silent prayer and forgive my parents, but I see that I already infect my kids with my evil. And I want to ask you if there's something else can I do to help that. I'm a mom. I stay home, mom, homeschooling my kids. And I don't want my kids to resent me when they grow up the way I resent my mom.
Yeah. Have you forgiven your mother?
Yes, sir.
Are you doing the silent prayer?
Yes, sir.
All you got to do now, Juanita, I'm telling you, and this is the truth. Watch the thoughts, watch the feelings, watch the emotion. Don't call it you anymore. And love will operate. How old are your kids?
8, 10, and 4.
Don't call it the anger you anymore so that you can stop identifying with it. Don't call the emotions you, whether good or bad. And all identities, which are false, will be taken away from you. And when the devil tell you, oh, you're going to do to your children what your mother did, they're going to be bad. Don't believe it. Because now that your heart has changed, God is operating through you with love, and you are not those other things that you identify with when you were traumatized. Your kids will be fine. Don't worry about it.
Well, I still catch myself screaming to them, and when I'm stressed, I feel that I see it. I stress them out. They even told me, my 8-year-old daughter told me, hey, Mom, you stress me out. Calm down.
Nice. And are you doing the silent prayer every morning and night?
Yes.
Every morning and night?
Sometimes I forget in the night, and I wake up in the middle of the night, and I do it.
Here's what, when that happens, just say, you know what, kids, you're right. I'm sorry. I'm wrong, right? And then start catching those thoughts so that you don't give into them, into that emotion so quickly. Calm down. Always during the day, take a moment and catch your breath and calm down and watch yourself moving about. Slow down. Watch yourself moving about through the house. Watch yourself dealing with the kids. You'll be fine.
Yes, because the daily basis routine, sometimes it feels there's a lot, and I feel so stressed. When I feel the sensation, I keep going faster and faster, and It feels like, okay.
All you're doing, Juanita, is getting caught up in thoughts and don't realize it. And then the thoughts make you feel stressed, but that's evil. And the thoughts make you go fast, and the thoughts they have control. But if you can catch those thoughts and just take a brief second and calm down, slow down, and then continue your work and just slow down, everything will be fine. You'll be fine.
So I need to tell my kids, apologize to them, because my 10-year-old daughter acts exactly like me.
Yeah.
And I feels, it feels wrong. I tell her I'm sorry. My husband told me, she's she's acting like you, and it is. I can see it. She's acting like me, and
Yeah. But listen, I understand you've done it, right? But now that you're working on overcoming it, don't worry about it.
okay.
And the kids, they do get sick of parents apologizing but never changes, right? Stop apologizing when they do call you on it. Just say, you know what, you're right, and just stop it. All right.
Okay.
And
Yes,
that way
sir.
they don't get sick of you apologizing and repeating it. But the one thing I want to urge you not to do, don't believe the lie that they're not going to change. Don't believe the lie that they're too far down the road. The truth, the love, the light, the wisdom of the Father is greater than all things that ever exist. And he will destroy that. So don't worry about it. He will destroy the darkness.
Okay, thank you. Thank you, Jesse.
You welcome, but calm down, Juanita. Don't get so involved with your work around the house that you get caught up and you forget to be present.
Okay, yes, okay, I will do that.
All right, let me know how it goes.
Okay, thank you, sir.
You're welcome. Calm down. Everybody, calm down. Take a breath. Catching my breath, letting it go. Turning my cheek for the sake of the show. Now that you know this is my life, I won't be told what's supposed to be right. Lee, welcome to the show. You're on the air.
Hey, Jesse. Happy Black History Month.
Hey, Lee, happy Black History Month.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
I just wanted to say I do love my children. A mother does have love for her children. I don't know where you got that from.
Why do
Maybe
you
not
say?
all mothers, but I love my children.
Why do you say you love them? How do you know you love them?
Because I know what I am and what I feel for them and what I am to them. I love my children.
How do you know you love them?
Because I know. How are you going to tell me what I know?
I didn't tell you what to know. I'm asking you, how do you know you love them?
Because I know, because I do love them.
How do you know you one more time? One more time. One more time. How do you know you love them?
Because I know.
You're not giving me an answer.
Well, how does anybody know that they love anyone?
You just call me up to say you do love your children, but you're not telling me how you know you love them.
I know I love them.
How
because I do.
now, brown cow?
I love them because I do.
How?
By when they were younger, I cared for them. I made sure they had food. I made sure they were protected and made sure that they learned right from wrong.
So you never, you yet haven't told me how you know you love them. All you're telling me is that you did some
those are service,
physical
but love
response.
is a feeling and an emotion.
Those are some physical responsibilities that you're supposed to do. You're the mama. You're supposed to do.
Right, but
you
love
yet
them.
haven't told me how you know.
There are a lot of people that are mothers that don't do that, but I did
yet
mine out
haven't
of
told
love.
me how you know you love them.
I know because I know.
So you don't know that you love them. You know
I
why?
do know.
Because you don't love
What
them.
happened is you don't know.
Lee,
But I know.
You could bank on it. You do not love your children.
I do.
No, you don't.
I do.
Then why can't you tell me how you know you love them?
I love them because I love them.
You give it a lying answer.
Right, and you're not giving any either. How do you know you love anyone?
Hake. I'll write Hake a note to come on for the super chat. But how do you know you love them? What is love, by the way?
Love is caring for someone more than you care for yourself.
That's not love.
That is love.
No, that's a lie.
That's my kind of
That's
love.
a lie. See, you don't love them.
That's my kind of
All
love.
you have is hate. You have no love.
No, I have not hate.
You have hate.
I don't.
Yes, you do.
No, how are you going to tell me what I have?
Because
You
I
don't
see
know
it in
me.
you.
No, Jesse, it's not in me.
So what is love?
Love is what I just said earlier.
What?
Caring for someone more than you care for yourself.
And where'd you get Where'd you get that idea
That's
from?
my definition.
So you made that up. That's a lie.
No, it's not.
That's not love.
It's not.
Does God say?
There's different
Does
forms
God
of
say
love.
that that's
There's
love?
the agape love.
Who?
And then there's the eros love.
Eris?
Yes.
Who is Eris?
That's a different kind of love. That's the love that a man and a woman normally.
Who?
Or man to man, or
And you said there was another one named Gapi?
agape.
Who is
That's the God
agape?
kind of love. That's the God kind of love.
Lee, you only have hate. You have no love.
I have love. You can't tell me what I have and don't have. You
I
don't
can
know
for
me.
sure tell you have no
you
love.
don't. And you're lying to the people when
Hey.
you tell them that they don't. You're telling a lie.
Lee, you have no love. But I appreciate
have
your
no
call.
love, but you're-
Call me again. I do appreciate it. Super chat. Super.
Gen Z bought.
That's the devil with no love.
Indeed, you could hear it.
Yeah.
Gen Z bought 5 coffees. Morning, JLP Universe, especially Sean. Happy birthday.
Happy birthday, Sean.
Party emojis.
For
Birthday
those
cake.
who may have missed the party, so yesterday was Sean's, my producer's birthday. So in the first hour, we did a birthday song celebration. Amazing. You could podcast. It was amazing. Thank you. Amazing.
Urinal Chill says, must be Sean's and Hank's birthday. And Hank's birthday, since it never ends.
Hank's birthday is every day. Amazing.
Canadian David is a Rumble supporter, saying Joel is the based, upgraded version of Nick Cannon without all the mess.
That's right.
Prep
Joel Friday TV at 11 a.m. Monday through Thursday.
Prep Ham Paul says, I'm in Japan this week, so happy birthday from Japan, Sean. Also, happy stubble hair on your head day, Jesse.
I know. My barber can tell you got hair. Why you shave your hair? But like Hassan said, I thought it was easier.
Canadian David.
All the other black men got bald head.
True.
It seems so easy to just shave it. That way you wear a hat, a hoodie, or whatever. Amazing. Thank you.
Canadian David says, as a so-called Gemini, Jesse is in company with Tupac, Kanye West, and Hulk Hogan. Amazing.
And don't forget, the Great White Hope is a Gemini.
Ah.
I think he's a Gemini. His birthday is in either May or June.
Yeah. It's June something 14th or something. Flag Day.
Flag Day.
Yep.
The Great White Hope is a Gemini. I'm in good company. Thank you.
And Prince.
Who?
Prince.
This is what it feels like when doves fly. Thank you.
Oh, so on buymeacoffee.com/JLP Talk, there is this show that you must see. It's about the Great Migration, when the blacks moved into California and the whites tried to stand up against it. Full of your message and very deep, Jesse. I'm telling you, it was interesting.
Amazing.
Thanks for the advice on the call as well.
Right on. Thank you. I saw the half part of Malcolm X, Saturday, I think, and just near the end of it. And I've seen the whole story before, but I saw it in a different light, a different seeing this time, and everything about their movie is everything we talk about. Really, it's not like a demon movie, but yeah, it is demon working through the people. There are demons, but the Malcolm X grew up in a bad environment with his family. He ended up in jail. He had all this anger. He met the Muslim people in jail, and he met Muhammad. Ain't that man named Muhammad?
Yeah.
The one that Louis Farrakhan went up in a ship and had a conversation with, even though he dead.
I think so.
And it was just all about that, how he worshiped the man Elijah.
Elijah Muhammad.
He worshiped Elijah, and he put him on a pedestal rather than just learning from him, hearing his words and learning from him. He worshiped him, and when he found a flaw in him, it tore him apart. You should only have God as your God. Christ said it. I'm reminding you, even Christ did not want you to worship him. He brought you a message, and he was still working on the ego death so that we can overcome it. And so he brought you a message. He even said, hey, not me, don't worship me. I'm just a son. I brought you a message. The Father working through me. And they worship him. They call him God. And then they were disappointed when they heard he had some wine. He had been drinking some wine. And they blamed him for them putting him on a pedestal. And then they made him, Christ, their enemy, and proclaimed that Christ made them their enemy. Human beings make you their enemies, and then they'll say you made them their enemy. You became their enemy, but they made you their enemy. It's the same old story. Isn't that amazing?
It really is.
That is like mind-blowing. Elijah had a message just to move some light, but they worship Elijah. Not knowing that Elijah had to work on the ego too. And when they found out he had flawed, it tore him apart because he made him his God. Same thing with Jesus. They took him to the cross. Amazing. Thank you.
Evil is Real bought a coffee from Dear Abby to Ann Landers to Jesse Lee Peterson.
Amazing.
The progression of the Life Advice Network for losers.
Amazing. Thank you.
Aries 1 gave several diamonds. Well, 4 anyway. At least 4 diamonds. No message. Thank you. Appreciate that. Forgive Yo Mama bought a coffee. How do you know when it's time to come out of the silent prayer?
Don't worry about it. Don't think of when am I going to stop or when am I going to start. I recommend, 10, 15, 20 minutes in the beginning. And then just get up and go your way. And then as you do it, you'll find yourself staying longer. You don't need to do it more than an hour. And then just be aware during the day. All right? Thank you.
Delighted to be here bought a coffee.
I like that. Delighted to be here.
Are we assigned a personal demon at birth? If so, that stinks. Angry face emoji.
No, you're not assigned a demon. What the? God would never do that to you.
And thank you, guys. That's all for now.
Thank you all. Appreciate it. Amazing. Let me go to Rick out of Hampton, Virginia. Rick, welcome to the show. You're on the air.
Brother.
All is well, but your phone's not coming through clear, Rick.
Okay. What about now, Jesse?
Not yet.
Can you hear me now?
Can you
hear me now?
It's kind of rough.
It's still rough.
Jesse, can you hear me now?
Hold on, buddy.
Hold on.
Yeah, don't hang up, Rick. Do not hang up. I really want to go. Don't hang up, Rick. Jeffrey, a first-time caller out of Maryland. Hey, Jeffrey, welcome to the show.
Jesse, can you hear me?
Come back. Come to your phone.
Jesse, can you hear me?
Are you on a speaker or something?
No, I'm on just Bluetooth. Like, can you hear me?
No, hold on a minute. No Bluetooth. Don't hang up. Okay, let me try Rick again. And Sean, talk to Jeffrey. Tell people, I know Sean already. Tell y'all no Bluetooth. What the? Rick, let's try it again.
Hey, Jesse, what's going on? Sorry for the inconvenience.
No problem. Go ahead.
Okay. I noticed, like how that woman was whooping that kid like that.
Yeah.
Now, I don't agree with that either. So, when a kid is out of order, what's the best way to teach them?
It's to overcome your anger so you can pass love down to them, because the only reason they're out of order is the parents are out of order. They are becoming like the parents.
Wow. So, and you know what? That's why so many black kids are violent.
100%. It has nothing to do with outer source in that. It has nothing to do with racism at all, period. Has nothing to do with Jim Crow. Has nothing to do with being poor or rich. It's the spirit of the mother. They're angry at their mothers.
And you know what, Jesse? Like the force your kids. Let's say, like, if I ever come to L.A., I'm definitely coming to visit your church. I mean, y'all church.
Nice.
And if I told my daughter, hey, let's go to church, to learn something. And if I force her, that would make me evil?
Yes.
Even if she's underage? Because, God holds us responsible to teach our children his ways.
But you have to be a living spiritual example. God doesn't tell you to force God doesn't tell you to force your child to go to church.
Oh, so you're saying just live the life of a Christian in front of her, pretty much.
Did Christ ever build churches?
No, he didn't.
And so why would he force you to take your children to the church?
Well, I guess people does that because God said don't forsake the assembly.
No,
you
people
know,
do
and-
that because they're evil.
So the best way when it comes to teaching your kid about Christ is just be a living example to them, pretty
The
much.
best way to teach your kids about Christ is not teaching them about him, but be that example of Christ. Be a perfect love.
Oh, so with that, like, just live the life Christ requires to live?
Be a perfect love and no anger. Rick,
so
call
don't
me
have no
tomorrow.
anger.
But let me
Yeah.
tell you this. He's going to cut us off in a minute. Call me tomorrow.
Okay, just love y'all. Be blessed.
You too, buddy.
Good
Or the next time you can. I'm out of time, folks. Get on that straight and narrow. Stay there. Know that your battle is spiritual and is inside of you. And other people have their battle inside of them. Don't be a part of their battle. Live your life as an individual. Forgive, do the silent prayer, and watch. All right? Justin out of New Jersey. Somebody just dropped. Somebody else just dropped. Jeffrey, a first-time call out of Maryland. Somebody calling in. I'm out of time. The Hake report is coming up now. The H-A-K-E, Hake report.com. The guy with the good hair. And then Joel Friday at 11. And the Anchor Baby at 12. Back to back. Take care, folks, and thank you for your support. Forgive. That's all you have to do. You are a spirit. You must be born of the spirit. Take care.
Whoa. Must know that so you get something went wrong, but face the truth about yourself and just seek first God's kingdom, cause must know that so you get something went wrong, but face the truth about yourself and just seek first God's kingdom, cause
So, here's what I recommend. I invite you to download my silent prayer, and I want you to start doing it. You just download it, get the points of how to do it, and then after a while, you just do it on your own. It's going to point you in the right direction that your life will be returned to you from God. He will give you your life back, because anyone and all people who has anger, they're not themselves. You are the person that you are angry at. That's why it's so important to get to know yourself so that you can see who you're angry at. And if you're doing the hooping and hollering prayers and things like that, some people get up, oh, praise the Lord, hoop and holler, bless my mama, bless my daddy. Continue to do it. Do both. You will see if you want to stay with the hooping and hollering or do you want to be still and know God. So my gift to you, no charge, at rebuildingtheman.com/church. Anytime you have situations happening in your life, always be still. Don't overreact. Most of the people that I know, they say, oh, I know Jesus. I love Jesus. I'm an observer. And as soon as something don't go their way, they get mad. I'm like, what the? If you overreact, folks, remember to do that. Don't overreact. And when you get mad, it's your problem. It ain't your wife's problem, your husband's problem, your neighbor, your friend, your preacher, your teacher. It's your problem. Why you think you tick? It didn't go your way or the way you think it should go. Don't have a way you think it should go. Let life just happen. Thoughts make you think that life should go the way you want it to go. And if it doesn't, if someone don't do or say or act the way you think they should act, you hate them. And then you blame them for being mad. It's the darndest thing I ever seen. But it's amazing to see it. So relax.